hiphopgame.com, the #1 hip-hop website.
NYC at its finest. Skyzoo, Torae, Primo on the boards. It's custom made. Coalescence. They ain't see this one coming. The dude with the fitted to the left is right back at it. I ain't lost a step. Respect through the ceiling. I ain't lost a rep. Ran 100 laps and I ain't lost a breath. So fuck whoever's next. Young and I'm the moment at hand. May God help you, but you gon' get to know that man. Son, I'm past what your aim is. Fuck around and try to get famous, and you'll be slapboxing the stage.
Yeah.
Mike ain't dead. There's no reason to laugh, man.
This is the #1 tune. Y'all seen what up? Y'all seen what up? Spread love movement right now. Yeah. Kweli and Jean Grae. Woo! Dave, I like that. I like the way that sound, I like the way it feels. Yeah. Blacksmith music. Oh man, Static on the track. New York City, that's what you've been looking for. Yo, how well you know Thriller? We getting more Skrilla, we keepin' more Triller, cause we still the realest ones. We keep our names buzzing. They like when you're coming out, the illest spitters in the game. We the ones. Kweli and Jean Grae, just stop at the mean face. Every time we drop another classic, we the ones.
Oh my gosh. Alright, so I'm right back at it. You know how that go. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newsroom. Things are being worked out. But welcome back to the newsroom. And welcome back to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report, brought to you by SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company, and Hard Snort's Gin and Tonic, that toxic flavor, that never waver. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope to present you with laughs, maybe I'm informative, maybe not, but maybe some laughs, maybe something thought-provoking, something to help pass the time as you guys are doing stuff in your lives. You know, we're trying to be useful here. But we are here to talk about the DSP tries reacting. DSP-REEACK. This is something that people have called pretty much from the get-go. Matter of fact, at the time that I'm recording this, I talked to Proper. Proper put me onto this, like, long before this happened. Like, it must have been at least a good, like, 7 to 10 days ago. I think Proper told me about that. It might have been somewhere in, like, the 7 to 10 day mark. So Proper already schooled me to this long before DSP even brought anything about it. So big ups to Agent Proper and the DIA. For just always being ahead of the curve on that, and that's why he's at where he's at. I'm not surprised by any of this either which way. It was a bit of it's a joke. It's gonna burn out as quickly as he lit it up. That's what happens when you just keep a bunch of outdated pig grease all over the place. But I do want to ask you guys a couple of questions. I want to throw some stuff out into the ether, and hopefully we can get a bit of, you guys can get an understanding of where I'm coming from with this. So first off, welcome to my TED Talk, and let's go ahead and get going. One, you're going to start a reaction channel, but you're not going to start a brand spanking new channel. You're going to go ahead and use a dead channel. Now, okay, already, as anything that happens in Phil Brunel's life or in the DSP universe, we're already starting off with bad decisions. All right, fair enough. One, why did he use King of Hate Vlogs, now DSP Archives or whatever he calls it? Why are we using that instead of using KO Gaming? We'll come back to that. So that's my first major question. But so we're going ahead and we're refurbishing a dead channel, and we're going to go ahead and turn it into DSP reactions. I would assume because he thinks it's still in the algorithm, which it kind of is under King of Hate Vlogs. What semantics? But he thinks because it's still in the algorithm, we can just go. He can just piggyback off that. It's already in a monetization type position or situation. So why not just go with that? It's also my understanding of the situation with memberships, where you can become a member to that channel, which allows you to recommend different reactions or different videos he can react to. Sorry, let's reword that. Supposedly, if you're on the higher tiers of memberships, if you become a higher tier member, I should say, you can go ahead and recommend. You have a higher probability of being able to get something recommended and he'll actually watch it. Whereas if you're in the lower tier, it's just a suggestion, and we all know what DSP type suggestions go. They go into the picky ether. Okay. Sounds like a dumb idea. Sounds like double tapping. Sounds like it's going to fail. Granted, because DSP has already divided his community up anyway, we've talked about this. Actually, I have a video out that we kind of spoke about that a little bit. I'm not sure if it's out yet or not, because I'm just a mouthpiece, so I don't know what's been uploaded and what hasn't. But if everything is broken up into tiers, obviously we're paywalling it, and that makes sense because he's already fragmented his community anyway, so that works out. You know what I'm saying? This is no different than, hey, everybody on Twitch, those people who come to my streams on Twitch, those people who donate and everything, they're already doing the best that they can. All of you guys on YouTube, you guys need to step the fuck up. So this is all par for the course, yeah? So I can understand the fragmenting part of it. I mean, theoretically, it's the same pay pig, just being a pay pig on another platform or on another channel. So instead of actually bringing new people in to actually, you know, contribute, we're just going to bleed the same pig twice. Okay, and it's also my understanding that if you contribute to the memberships on DSP Gaming, that you get the same privileges as the DSP reaction channel. Like they're considered on equal footing, or does he have that separated? We'll get to that. It's gonna burn itself out. Yet again, he's already fragmented his audience, so he thinks this is what the scheme's gonna be. This is what the play is gonna be. Hey, for all of you who don't really, or you know, are kind of getting tired of the gaming stuff, or you want to support me in another way, and you don't want to go to my PayPal directly, or you don't want to go to Pay Me Tons, you can go to this. Okay, sure. Okay, whatever. Now let's go back to my original question about why aren't we doing this on KO Gaming? Now I know that the mythos is, oh, KO Gaming got demonetized, and that's what killed the channel after the first year and everything, and you know, YouTube didn't respect it, and he just didn't see a need to put any more time into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to really think about this for just a second. KO Gaming was under Machinima, just like the King of Hate vlogs, just like DSP Gaming. Why would Machinima let KO Gaming just be demonetized into piggy hell? Why would they do that when they have a track record, they have a history of literally pulling DSP Gaming out of the flaming fucking kitchen fire caused by bacon grease that all of us know that has happened in DSP lore? That doesn't make any sense. If any of you guys have been around, or at least read some of the lore, or heard it, you know DSP Gaming has gone through the fucking ringer over the years. And for the most part, Machinima and or YouTube always pulled it out of the ringer. Always. Even when DSP Gaming got demonetized, it eventually got monetized later on. So why would, at that time, keep in mind, why wouldn't Machinima, because it was on their watch, why would Machinima let KO Gaming be demonetized and that was it? I want you to really think about that, because, you know, for a cute pup in a sharp suit, my idea, my thought process is, as I'm sure most of you guys as well, is that KO Gaming didn't pop off the way DSP wanted it to. He really thought, you know, because he had early success, just like he did with Darksydephil, just like we did with DSP Gaming. All of his success is front loaded. He had a lot of success with KO Gaming early on, and he thought he was going to ride that shit out. That was going to be his nice little retirement plan, aside from DSP Gaming being his flagship, right? Part of the Piggy Armada, if you will. But then after a year, as most things that happen in DSP's life, it fizzled out. And it fizzled out because he got lazy and he got complacent. And he wasn't willing to put in the work, and he wasn't willing to find new ways or different ways or more creative ways of not only holding on to the attention of people who are already there, but convincing more people to come in. That's why KO Gaming failed. It just didn't come through the way he wanted it to, and it flopped. That has nothing to do with demonetization, and I don't believe him on that for a second. Now, with that being said, is it possible that videos on the channel may have taken a hit, 1 or 2 or whatever? Sure, that's very possible. It's very plausible. But I would also have to, I want to reaffirm this to you, that any assets that he used in his quote-unquote highly edited videos were more than likely stuff that were provided by Machinima themselves, meaning whatever music and stuff like that. He more than likely went through them. If you're going to suck at the teat, you might as well get the whole, I mean shit, you might as well get the bra and everything else to go with it. There's no need to go anywhere else. So why wouldn't he? So yet again, I won't completely, I won't say that videos probably didn't get demonetized or didn't have a hit or whatever the case may be. But to say that the whole channel got demonetized, nah, I don't buy that. And I'm an asshole, so I'm going to question everything DSP says anyway. But I'm not going to buy that. Especially when DSP Gaming got demonetized, where was the first place he ran to? He didn't run the King of Hate vlogs. He ran the KO Gaming. And he got monetization and everything back up for streaming. You know, because he did stream over there to announce it, I believe. And, or no, he made a video, I think. I don't think he streamed over there. I think he made a video. Yeah, I think he made a video announcing it, and then he went, and then he just started putting content on there. It was making him, for any of you guys who know, it was making him like $10 or $20 a day. There's no way he was going to be able to support a family on that. How did he make $10 or $20 a day, though, ladies and gentlemen, if the channel was demonetized? Let's cut the bullshit, shall we? Let's go ahead and get to what I think the marketing scheme is, and then let's go ahead and get to cutting this motherfucking bacon up. I think DSP Gaming, I think DSP, or I think Phil Burnell, or whatever, Darksydephil, Darkside Karen, whatever you want to call it. I think the vlog channel became the reaction channel because it was something easy. As he said, or as he's going to say, some of the reactionary stuff is already over there anyway. I think what happened is, or what's going to happen is he's just going to toss it all over there because it's a channel that's already monetized, and he's hoping to try to build it back up. I think he wants to have multiple channels that are 100,000 subscribers or more, because I think at most of these successful YouTubers that DSP and Catherine are watching, they have multiple YouTube plaques, and I think DSP thinks he deserves that too. And if someone's willing to make the sock accounts to make that happen, then so be it. On top of that, though, ladies and gentlemen, I think one of the bigger schemes, besides the double tapping or the cherry picking of his own little audience there, all the little pay piggies or whatever, is that he already has an individual who's paying for him to do reactionary content through Patreon anyway. Yeah, no. So with that being said, limit what kind of content that you can actually do on DSP-REEACks. On DSP-REEACks. Reacts. Limit the amount of content that you can put on there. Oh, I can't do this because this could get hit. I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then have them follow in Slayer's footsteps and pay the $50 and go ahead and get a personalized video where you'll get to see me do all of that. And then you could upload it to your own channel if you want to share it with other people. But as long as I get my $50 for it. I think that's one of the schemes that's supposed to come out of the DSP reaction channel. I think that's why there's so many limitations. And on top of that, the stuff that he believes is safe isn't really safe, but we'll talk about that as we move along. I think that's what that situation is. Now, let's go back to my next question, or let's address the next question, is why not go to KO Gaming? Why not go ahead and use that as his reactionary channel? Because, ladies and gentlemen, whoever it is, or whoever the individual or individuals who are helping with the edited content for the DSP shorts, or whatever, or the DSP gaming shorts, or whatever the case may be, I think you're going to slowly but surely you might see them get transferred over to KO Gaming. I think KO Gaming he's going to try to resurrect KO Gaming to be what he always wanted it to be, where all the reactionary content's at. I think that's what that situation is going to be. It's going to be the KO community creation program revamped. All of the montages that, you know, people, that all these other channels can do and do successfully, with having people in their audience put down timestamps, and then for a certain video and whatever, and then after a mashup of like 10 videos or so, turn that into a montage going off of the timestamps. I think that's what he's going to try to do with KO Gaming. And whether it doesn't matter who's going to edit it, but I think that's what their job's going to be sooner than later. So in a previous video I had recorded, I had said, why don't he stream on Monday and just leave that stream up and have whoever it is that does edited content edit all that shit down and then post it and then give it to DSP so he can post it on Tuesday. And then DSP just pulls the Monday stream down, he private it or whatever. And then bam, there's the edited content from Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and just keep going like that. Well, what if that happens on KO Gaming? We can just cut the bullshit. So now, on DSP Gaming, it'll be the raw, uncut, uncured bacon in its most purest and disgusting form. That's where you guys are going to throw the majority of your money, as it pertains to super chats, as it pertains to tipping in general, or whatever the case. And for everybody who wants the long-formed content untouched, it'll be there. KO Gaming is where the edited content's going to be. There'll be some shorts on DSP Gaming as well, but if you want actual edited content, montages, maybe even funny moments or a collection of funny shorts, that'll be on KO Gaming. And then all vlogs and all of the reaction content goes on DSP-REEACK. I think that's what the overall scheme is going to be. Now, most of you are probably going to be like, well, didn't you just lay out the whole game plan? Well, someone has to do it. It doesn't mean he's going to be able to execute. Just like in the bedroom, he's going to come up short. But that doesn't mean that you can't go ahead and, you know, I'm going to toss him. I'm going to toss a little bit into the trough, and we'll see what happens. But I think that's what the scheme's going to be. I honestly think so. Because there has to be somebody over there who had to have considered that in some way, shape, or form. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. If it works out that way, we all have a good laugh, and then we just keep it pushing. If he don't do it, he just doesn't do it right away. Eventually, he'll do it. Because, let's be honest, this whole reaction thing is something that's been laughed about amongst the detractor community for a long-ass time anyway. So him pulling the trigger on it finally isn't anything new. But that's my initial thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, on that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And let's go ahead and get into the actual video itself. I'm sure something else on my, something else will pop up, and we'll have a good time with it. Right. And yeah, like I said, I hope you guys are doing well. And I think that's it. That's it for the time being. I'll see you guys in a second.
The ones, and we flipping the Michael, cause the shit is a cycle. So when you need a nice tune, who the ones?
Man, I'm the legend of Billie Jean. Greasiest Philly steaks could easily fill your place. Reside up in the 216 zip, and with 216s kick, you could lose your team quick. So I'll only rip. Shimon, I'm a menace. The flow fluid, I'm Venice. You suck stupid like a little sucking tools in Dennis. Hand up for Michael, other hand on the rifle, so I can handle you like it and won't be damn for you liking it good. High notes like a little boy sipping wine. Old thicker than Mike's jail, do the feces when live. I'm wrong and I know it. I'm all inappropriate. Sorry, Quad, you know I try. Get by, they just jokes and shit. New Annie Oakley, so yeah, I'm bad, nigga. I'm so dangerous with no play. Lucky
hello,
I'm
everyone,
and I'm
and welcome
trouble. Y'all niggas monkey and diving like
very
a man
first
with
video
fuck.
here on the channel.
Well, you know,
branding the channel.
we getting most thriller, we keep it
here
most
in
thriller,
February
cause we
of
still feel it
2023.
We keep our names.
So for those who don't know,
like,
alright, DSP-REEACks is my new project for 2023. It's something that I got an idea for last year. Last year, over on my...
Okay. Truth be told, that idea's been floating around for a really long time. But whatever. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I know you didn't hear me say I don't smell no goddamn bacon cooking, because I kind of smell some bacon cooking right now, but for posterity's sake, I don't smell no goddamn bacon cooking. So let's go ahead and get into the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with DSP-REEACks. Oh shit. We're here with Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Had to make a minor cut there. My apologies. So we're here with DSP Reactions. Welcome to DSP Reactions channel primer. explanation and announcement video. This is from February 12th of 2023, our current year of Gout and year of the rabbit. The link will be down in the description. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Here we go.
Hello everyone and welcome to DSP Reacts. This is my very first video here on the channel since rebranding the channel here in February of 2023. So for those who don't know, alright, DSP Reacts is my new project for 2023. It's something that I got an idea for last year. Last year, over on my main YouTube and very long-running YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, we tried some different things. I branched out after being a 15-year-long content creator on the internet. I tried doing some React-style content based on your feedback. A lot of the people were saying, hey, just don't play video games anymore. That's the past. You got to branch out. You got to do some different stuff. We like chilling with you. You know, I started a podcast last year over there called the Level 1 Podcast.
No, you didn't. All right, there's already 2 lies here, and we're less than 46 seconds into this snort. So, one, you didn't try to transition or diversify your content because people asked you to. People have been asking you that for years. You did it because you said you're getting older and you won't be able to play video games for the rest of your fucking life. And on the top of coming off the back of Keemstar embarrassing your ass is the reason why the name of the quote unquote podcast even exists. On top of that, let's talk about the podcast, if you will. It's nothing more than a glorified therapy session. It's one of the ultimate copium struggle sessions, to be perfectly honest with you. The pre-stream and the podcast are two separate, or not even two separate things. They're the same goddamn thing. You just change the name in the most laziest way possible. That's it. It's still the same bullshit. And you say that people like coming there and chilling with you. That's not necessarily true. They just want to hear about whatever drama you're going to speak on, because essentially that's what you provide. Your game news and everything is is straight negativity. It's literally just based on drama. When was the last time you heard anything positive out of the Level 1, Bitch 1, Copium podcast, whatever you want to call it, Bottom Bitch podcast? When was the last time you guys heard anything positive off that? Honestly, when was the last time you guys heard anything of real substance or anything that could further along or any news that was further pushing the industry as it pertains to gaming or content creation or streaming? When have you ever heard DSP report on any of that? You don't. He only shits on the games that he wants to shit on. He wants to hype up the games that he wants to hype up and then shit on them later. And then he wants to tear down, or he wants to kick or punch down on people who have fucked up, who are going through a situation, or whatever story he could try to make about himself. That is essentially what the pre-coat podcast is. That's it. It's no different than the pre-stream, so that doesn't mean anything. And then, in truth, what he wants, he thinks that he can go ahead and push the narrative of playing less games, talking to you more, trying to have a more interactive community, because, truth be told, the gameplay just isn't cutting it, and it hasn't done it for a number of years, because he don't care about it. He never really did. The money isn't there anymore, and he's looking for a way out, but he doesn't have a way out. So you have to try to talk to people. Even though they're all dense, you don't respect them, you hate them in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? You have to make do. And truth be told, I think honestly, really the Bottom Bitch podcast, and then what he's trying to do later with these more interactive talking streams, interviews, and all this other bullshit, is he's trying to appeal to the detractors. That's what he wants. He wants people to put clips of him out there and hopefully further his brand or further the attention on him. Every major content creator, for the most part, or most of them I should say, have clip channels, right? Nick Arcada has it, Ralph has it. I'm not saying that major, but you know what I mean. Those who are deemed interesting have clip channels, right? Obviously, the Doc has it. Moist Critical has a couple. The PKA podcast has a bunch of them. I can go on and on, but the point being is that XQC, Amaran, Alinity, I don't know about Alinity so much anymore. She kind of faded after that whole PewDiePie thing. PewDiePie actually has a clip channel. He has a few actually. The point being is that a lot of the bigger content creators have clip channels. And whether they're directly under their umbrella or they're independent, it still pushes their brand. It still furthers their brand, right? He's hoping for the same thing. Okay, he's tired of being mocked for being shit at games, and he can't change the fact that he's shit at games. So, let me go ahead and try to talk. Let me go ahead and try to spread my pignosis on a much larger scale and see if people will be more receptive to that. But then we get into problems. Because if he gets on his pedestal and actually starts speaking about anything from a world standpoint, right? If you want to talk about the economy, if he wants to talk about social issues, if he wants to talk about anything from a worldwide standpoint, he's fucked. Royally. He's going to be screwed. Because anybody and everybody who has at least some rudimentary understanding of any of those topics are going to come in and say something. And why would they do that? Because they're going to watch whatever their detractor of choice is. And then they're going to be probably more prone to say something. Now, this is actually what DSP wants. Because he's hoping that maybe he can get on one of their podcasts or something. And he can open up a line of dialogue. And then, and he can kind of spread the pignosis that way. The problem is any podcast he goes on, he's going to get murked. Easy. And then on top of that, right? And this is going to be counterintuitive to what I said, but stay with me on this. He's going to go up there. He's going to be too scared to go up there anyway, because he's afraid he's going to get ambushed. Look at how scared he is over that Destiny situation, right? Because supposedly Destiny was going to try to wrangle up a couple of wrestlers that come up there and mock him and make fun of him or ask him questions about his fucking addiction or whatever. And that turned DSP off even further, as if he isn't already dealing with erectile dysfunction. Now you're going to give him social erectile dysfunction because he's going to be scared that people are going to ambush him on bullshit. So now he's really, really fucked. So this whole concept of, I want to just sit here and just talk to you guys and we can have discussions on different topics and whatnot. What are you going to talk about? You barely watch any movies. Most of the shows that you watch, you don't really understand. Let's be honest. Like I dare him to get into a discussion with me about Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? Or Rick and Morty and whatnot. Because that's the only shit that he watches anyway, right? He doesn't watch anything of any fucking meaning and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could eat him on any one of those things. So what is he going to talk about? You watch shit, literally. Okay, you don't talk about sports. You don't have any real interest in music whatsoever. You don't read anything. So, what do you have to... You know what I'm saying? You're unwashed swine. Right? You're uncultured swine. You know nothing about nothing. Even the few things that you may have some interest in, or you may know a little bit about, lying in Jin, I could talk circles around you as it pertains to the Jin. And what are you going to tell me about lying? What are you going to tell anybody about lying that they're not going to be able to figure out from you in about 15 minutes? And this is where the situation with the not talking to Medicare, not talking to Null, not talking to Destiny, not talking to the drunken peasants, not talking to, I hate to admit this, but not even talking to Rich, is going to come back to bite you. You know what I'm saying? Those were the opportunities that you should have taken. If you decide to be a bitch and run out of those interviews, then you decided to be a bitch and run. But instead, you went ahead and went to the quarter pounder with cheese over there, who's sitting there chasing after fucking Tim Pool, looking for his approval. Anyway, you went ahead and did an interview with that dude. He sat there and threw you softball questions about where'd your piggy load go. Nothing came out of it. He didn't do anything to promote you, right? I honestly think he did that just to spite Rich. That was it. So even in that situation where he didn't make no real money off of that, he got over on Rich, and that's all he wanted. So even in that situation, you were being used. And which is what's going to happen when you get into a podcast or an interview type of situation. It's going to be give or take. And DSP can't do that. He needs to have full advantage of a situation at all times. Anything else, and he feels like he's losing or he's being taken advantage of, which is going to only make him not want to do it or not want to do it in the future. And if you're really going to do an interview, right, or if you're really going to have a discussion on a podcast, it needs to be live. And the audience needs to be able to reach out to you. And when I mean that, I mean they need to be able to throw money out there if they choose to do so. Or they need to be able to say whatever the fuck they want to say in the chat. And guess what? Catherine's going to have to just stand on her hand. Sorry. not stand. I'm thinking she's on 4 legs. Anyway, she has to go ahead and just deal with it. You can't hide behind her as a fucking shield. Let's be honest, Phil. You can't do it. So after Tyrone, Jim, Tevin, whoever is done with her, tell her to pull her fucking panties up, pull her skirt down, and be a big girl about this shit. If she can't handle it, tell her to stay off the fucking internet. So these are some of the problems that this whole reaction bullshit is going to come down to if he thinks he's going to be able to drum up like a larger conversation or try to talk to his peers. He's going to have real issues going forward. And how's he going to address it? Those people don't have to bend to his will. They don't have to concede to his demands. It's give or take. They can afford to pass on it and sweat him out. They're not going to be like Rich, who's going to sit there and get into a bitch fit and hit his little fucking soundboard to make himself feel better. Those other people can actually wait. Just something to think about.
People love just interacting, talking, and getting my opinions on things. Then I started doing react-style content to things such as documentaries, like the Wings of Redemption documentary, or a documentary about me called Down the Rabbit Hole. And people absolutely, positively loved it. So because of that, I realized something. Man, you know, I've been around...
No, I think they liked the Wings of Redemption one. I don't think they cared much for yours. And I think you knew that. And I think that's one of the reasons why you wanted Frederick to do a part 2, or you wanted an interview with Frederick. And it didn't happen. So now you're having to pivot and do all of this extra work that you clearly don't want to do. Right? And it's not getting you anywhere. The Wings of Redemption down the rabbit hole reaction still gets views. His other one don't. I think that shit's dead in the water. And this is coming from someone who was actually... I had recorded a long time ago, but I'm going to just go ahead and vote that. I'm going to end up actually going over the DSP down the rabbit hole. I want to actually go over the secret limited version first, because that's the good version. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over that. And then I will sit down for the mind-numbing 5 hours, 8 hours, whatever the fuck it is, for his version. And just to put that out there for you right now, ladies and gentlemen, however long his rendition was of it, I think it was like 5 or 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever. You can expect my version to be at least 2 or 3 times that, just to let you know. So I might have to, I don't know, I might cut it up. It makes sense. Because I'm definitely not going to sit there through all that. I'm definitely going to take days in between. I'm going to let you know that right now. So... And that helps the editor, so it works out.
And yes, there's quite a lot of people on the internet who know me as the guy who plays video games and comments on them. But that's not what I want to do for my whole life. Listen, I'm a lifelong...
I mean, you've already wasted your life doing it, but on top of that, you're not even known for that. You're known for someone who jerked off while his fucking girlfriend was, well... Panda actually wasn't in the next room. I guess she was at work or something. So you weren't even man enough to break her off before she went to work. You could have helped her have a better, well, I mean, if you could actually do anything, I was going to say you could have helped her have an easier day at work and whatnot, but whatever. What you know about pleasuring a woman. Anyway, so no. You're known for fucking jerking off on stream. You're known for fucking being atrocious at games. You're known for being a fucking laughingstock to everything and anything that you essentially say. You're known for having this group of people around you who essentially run circles around you all day, but no one wanted to do the kill shot because there's no real point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just keep going on and on about what you're known for, but you're not known for having some type of greater insight into gaming, the gaming industry, the gaming community, or anything that entails. You're not known for any of that. You're not. That falls on a level of nonsense. Like that would be the equivalent of me saying that I'm some great scholar, and that's clearly not the case. You know what I'm saying? That's clearly not the case. So no, you're not known for anything greater than just being a laughingstock to a group of people. That's it. And the internet as a whole. And I think we're getting to the day and age where people don't even, where you're going to find more and more of the bigger guys who may not want to even admit that they watch detractor content. It's just easier just to laugh at you and then just move on with their day. And that being just the daily routine. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it's going to come down to. You know what I mean? Name dropping you to make a point or whatever the case may be in the larger picture coming off of the Moist Critical situation, I think proves to be, it doesn't prove to be as fruitful from just an entertainment standpoint than it used to be. Times are changing, and how people look at you and your relevance is changing. For good or bad.
Absolutely love it. I love doing that kind of content, and I want to keep doing it. But I'm getting older. I'm 40 years old, about to be 41. I'm getting to the point in my life where I know I won't be able to just full-time play games all day, every day. I want to do some different stuff. And what's happened is there's been a big movement on YouTube as of late for people to put out a variety of content. Instead of just one style, you got to branch out. And in particular, opinionated content, discussion, and all kinds of reactions and discourse are all the rave on YouTube.
First off, they've been that way, idiot. Two, if you were still being bitch fed on Twitch, this whole conversation wouldn't have even happened. So it's not a matter of trying to change with the times or get with the times. Excuse me. It's a matter. This really just reeks of desperation and shame. The very thing that you're talking about, the very thing that you're trying to open your audience up to, is the very thing that you have admonished and mocked and ridiculed other content creators for the better part of a decade. You're saying now, you're admitting right now that you're a washed up fucking old man who doesn't have anything else to do but to now go back to the very shit that you used to shit on and try to do it that way. And though you're years behind, right? You don't have the proper equipment, you don't have the proper mindset, and more importantly, you don't even have an idea of how the landscape works. You have no clue what the fuck you're doing. You're just hoping to toss anything out that someone's willing to pay you for, and that's it. Yet again, going back, ladies and gentlemen, to existing instead of actually surviving or even thriving. He's fighting just to exist, which is another problem when you watch him play fighting games. He's not fighting to win. He's fighting not to lose. But I'll explain that at a later time. With that being said, that's why this isn't going to go nowhere. You're not properly prepared for what the situation is. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I guess that wasn't something that came up in your household, but it's because of that is the reason why you're the failure that you're at now, or that you are now. You could have easily done all of these things years ago. I wouldn't necessarily say you would have been a front runner or a pioneer, but you could have gotten in there and you could have really have cut a niche out for yourself. If you had treated John and Howard better, you could have made them partners. You could have had something that could have endured for a number of years. Even if you had to step away from it for a little while, or one of them had to step away from it, theoretically the rule of two, I know, Star Wars reference, but whatever, the rule of two could have worked. You could have thought of it as like a triumvirate, if you will. So instead of there being three, there's like at least two guys at any given time, and the third guy can just fit into the rotation. Editor's note, keep that in if you want, if not, yada yada. But that's what that situation could have been. But you didn't. See, you don't know how to build anything. You just know how to use, and you know how to latch on to other things. And just hope to be able to suckle whatever substance out of that to keep you going, which only perpetuates the failure that you are, and is the reason why you're at where you're at. You're jumping onto things that are not necessarily outdated, but you have no experience in. And then all you're going to do is leave your audience kind of in a kerfuffle, just confused, really, in the fact that, wait a second, how is it that you ain't shit on this shit for 5 or 6 or 7 years, and now you're doing it? Oh, because your situation changed? Well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because you could have jumped on this years ago and reaped some of the benefits that those people had then. So were you lazy then, or are you inept and lazy and desperate now? These are the wider questions that should be asked amongst your fan base, your cult, your group of dents, whatever the case may be. And sooner or later, someone's going to think about that when they don't have 2 dimes to even rub together, because they're supporting your dumbass. DSP News.
So, after having done some successful React style content last year, I said, you know what? I would like to branch out and do some different things. And we talked about it actually over the course of last year about what you would like to see. And after thinking about it and mulling it about in my head, and also seeing how you guys reacted to the React content that I did on DSP Gaming, I realized a couple of things. Number one, the React content was doing well, but likely should not be on DSP Gaming. All right. Why? Because DSP Gaming is known as a gaming channel. And yes, for the podcast that I started there last year has been doing very well. All right. And that podcast, the Level 1 podcast, will remain on DSP Gaming as a daily morning staple. That's not going anywhere. But what I did notice is that when I started doing things such as the React events, they'd get popular for a few days and then they'd kind of fade away. Why? Because the channel was bombarded with gaming footage. And if you're there watching all these new gaming videos and everything every day, you're basically going to get lost in the shuffle, right? Where'd the React content go? I can't even find it. So, you know, for example, the Wings of Redemption React, the Down the Rabbit Hole React, when I reacted to the John and Howard video, those are very popular projects that I really enjoyed doing. And I felt that they had a lot of meaning. However, after a month or two, no one watched them ever again. And that's
see what I mean about how his views are dropping off like that, and that's really kind of a YouTube thing as well. It's not just I don't know why I'm defending this asshole, but truth be told, it is one of those situations where there's just a lack of interest, and YouTube pushing an agenda where they want you to propel as much fresh content, despite how stale it is on arrival for him, but as much fresh content that you can put out as possible. And that's because of how his channel's been regimented. So let me give you an example. If you're someone who has uploaded 5 days a week, you know, for years, right? You're going to end up going through a bit of a hurt if you have to ever slow down for any long period of time, yeah? So when you're uploading, you have to really come to some type of consideration on what you're uploading or how often that you stream and how you decide to balance that stuff out. That's why the shorts are the daily snorts or whatever you want to call it. That's why that right there is kind of a nice bridge. It gives content creators a bit of leverage. But on top of that, I just thought about this. He's trying to re-upload older playthroughs, right? Like playthroughs that you just can't really find anymore. Well, you can, but you just got to look for it. But he's trying to upload older playthroughs, right? Well, let's go back to my initial thesis on what he's planning on doing with DSP-REEACks, with KO Gaming, and what DSP Gaming is. Theoretically, if he decides to take any extended period of time from DSP Gaming, theoretically, he could just go ahead and re-upload those old videos of those old playthroughs to DSP Gaming, and that could carry him over for a little while. So he doesn't have to game nearly as much if he doesn't just drop it all together. And then all of the those newer playthroughs can go to KO Gaming in a much more edited, streamlined form. And truth be told, even the older stuff could probably be regurgitated in that way too. Just something to think about. I just want to really kind of get that out there and get you guys thinking about it.
In the shuffle. So, having a distinct place to have this kind of content, me reacting to things on the internet, me sharing my opinions with you guys on stuff, is a very good idea to separate that from all the other content that I've been doing over on DSP Gaming. Okay, now, the name of the channel is DSP REEACks. Yes, you may notice this is not a brand new channel. This channel's been around for a while. This is my old vlogging channel, but I have completely rebranded and changed. This channel was defunct for a whole year, and now it's time to reinvigorate it. It's time to bring it back for a positive reason. All right? However... Now,
DSP is stupid. He should have just started a brand new channel like KO Gaming, right? Even though he stole the name from some kid. He was literally a kid that Phil stole the name from, but whatever. He should just start a brand spanking new channel and give himself and give the channel a brand new opportunity to try to flourish in the algorithm. You taking a defunct channel, he's gonna have to work, and you know DSP don't like working. He's gonna have to work like 3 or 4 times harder just to get it in a position where it actually hits the algorithm right. You know what I'm saying? And he really needs to depend on retention too. He needs to not only get people on the channel, but he needs to get them to stay there. You know what I'm saying? For a period of time for YouTube to look at that and be like, okay, that might be something relevant that we can continue to push. If he had had a brand spanking new channel, he's giving himself a fresh start. He's giving himself away an opportunity that detractors do not have a holdover. Because whether you're using Darksydephil, King of Hate Vlogs, DSP Archives, DSP Gaming, whatever the case may be, most of those tags are already infested. Not infested, because that would make it sound like rodents or fucking bugs or something. They're already been... They've always... Those, all of those terms on YouTube and in Google, on Google in general, I should say, have already been appropriated by detractors, trolls, haters, and critics. He'll never, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't win that. So he needs to start over. He needs to give the YouTube algorithm a reason to push it, which means getting the 1,000 subs and getting as much watch time as possible. I think he needs 4,000 watch hours. He needs a fresh start. That's the point I'm trying to make. He needs a fresh start. You know what I mean? Look at some of the detractors who have come up in just the last year or so and look at how they've grown. The fact that he didn't look at that, or the fact that he didn't see that, or the fact that no one in his circle, if you will, didn't tell him, hey, you got all these newer detractors coming out and they're able to get to 1,000 subs rather easily, and they're able to get 4,000 watch hours. Why don't you do that? It just goes to show how short-sighted he is. Yet again, it goes back to what I said, where he needs to have as many advantages as possible. That's why if something happens to YouTube and he can't get remonetized on Twitch, he's literally dead in the water. Where's he gonna go? Facebook Gaming? Wait to see how long it takes for him to get monetized over there, because he's not gonna bring his audience over there. He can barely get them to cross over from channel to channel, but he has a better chance of at least meeting the bare minimum requirements of starting a new channel on YouTube than he is trying to go cross-platform. You know what I mean? So, yet again, and that's something that's going to bite him too. Like I said, you're going to take a defunct channel for over a year and try to turn it into something. You know? It don't work. And that's why a lot of people are saying that he's just double tapping on the memberships. You know what I mean? Because the memberships bring a good amount of money. He's clearly trying to raise his monthly income, his consistent monthly income. Not consistent. His consistent monthly income, because he gets paid at the same time each and every month. He's trying to raise that. And if he can find more ways of doing it, then there you go. So, if we go back to my theory that what he may do with KO Gaming later, now you have 3 different platforms, because, you know, he's already split the fan base up anyway. So now he has 3 different platforms where he can get people to come to that channel, possibly collect ad revenue, possibly, but definitely go ahead and collect on memberships and shit. If he can try to convince people to give super thanks and stuff over there, then so be it. But, and with that being said, super thanks are useless to Darksydephil if you're not going to open the comment section up. Period. Whatever bullshit restrictions that you have on your end and whatnot, you need to let that go, or you need to put your little key phrases in that you don't want and let that go, and YouTube's going to have its own shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because the person who watches the comment section over here, which is really just them trying to approve comments to make sure that they don't get caught up, that's all on YouTube's end. I don't have any type of restrictions for any of that. That's what YouTube plays. So he needs to be able to open up the comment section. This whole nonsense about people leave me positive comments or fruitful comments or whatever, that's engagement. That's engagement, and you need that desperately. The days of you know what I'm saying, all he's doing is putting himself back into this vicious cycle where it's what, 2010, 2011, 2012, and he's still policing his comment section, and he's too lazy to even do that, at least now anyway. He needs to open the comment section back up. Like, he really needs to open it back up. If not, him being a bitch and trying to protect his pathetic little fucking ego is going to cost him so much more in the long run. Because it's very easy to figure out how to hurt Darksydephil. You deprive him of views, you deprive him of money, and then, truth be told, you deprive him of attention. Which, attention to him is relevance. It works with Ralph. It works with a lot of locals, to be honest. So, there you go.
Don't want you guys to think that this is simply going to be a channel where I just react to some documentary or video. That's actually not it. In fact, this is very exciting because this channel will be very interactive. Most of the content that I put out on this channel will be determined by you or your input, okay? It really is very important that you become a major part of this channel and you have discourse with me about what you want to see moving forward in the future. Because without your feedback, I won't know, all right? I want to be putting out interesting and fun things for you guys, all right? But one thing I want to say before we even get to the three-tiered plan, three-pronged plan. I mean, that's a throwback to many years ago. Before we get to that, I just want to let you know, I'm not giving up on gaming. In fact, DSP Gaming is going to be my place for daily content every single day.
The three-pronged plan, by the way, is some shit that he did back in, like, 2016. Maybe it was either late 2015 going to 2016 or late 2016 going to 2017, where basically he was trying to revamp the his business strategy, which it crashed and burned. As it's supposed to, but it crashed and burned, and that's what's going to happen here too. And he was very butthurt about that whole three-pronged plan thing back in the day failing. So I can only imagine what kind of bitch made fucking angry pig snorts come out of this shit if this shit fails, especially over the next couple months. This is like a 6-month type situation. If he tries to drag it on any longer, then I'll say 4 to 6 months, it'll be completely out of ego. It'll be completely because he doesn't want the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics to say, to be right, that he gave up because of such and such reason. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That's the only reason why he won't quit, or he won't quit it right away. But we'll see. I could be wrong. I certainly have been before.
On the internet, DSPReacts is very much a place for alternative style content. If you're not into the gaming stuff, or maybe you want this kind of supplemental content, that's great. Come here, but this is not going to be daily stuff. This is going to be a series of shows that I've come up with based on your feedback and based on many different factors. And I think that you guys will hopefully enjoy, but allow me to explain. Let's go into the meat of it now, and let me explain exactly what you can expect moving forward here on DSPReacts. And by the way, we have over 600 people on stream, over 100 likes, contributions coming in out the butt. Thank you all very much. I promise you, I will shout all of these out. Yes, the leaderboard will be updated. All this is going to happen, but I need to get through my, important stuff first, and then we can get to that stuff. Okay, I promise you, all that will happen.
Yet again, whatever. This is just an extended lol-cow therapy session as far as I'm seeing it. He has to change the layout. He needs to have a different theme for each channel. It has to be more than just this. It's not really a watermark, but you know what I mean. It has to be more than that logo there. To be honest, if he's really trying to rebrand, like, you know what I'm saying, if this is really going to be its separate thing, it needs to not only look different, but it needs to feel different. And I don't think he can do that. But I'm gonna put it out there anyway. It needs to feel different, because you feel that with other channels, right, who have multiple channels and they do stuff. It feels different on each and every channel. It's not just what the content is, but it's how that content is presented to you.
And just like it normally happens over on DSP Gaming, okay? Let me actually refresh my chat, because my chat is a little outdated now, I believe. My chat is like lagging up. There we go. Okay. So, first of all, if you want to be a part of the content here, you have to subscribe to the channel. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you don't subscribe to the channel, you can't even talk in the chat. It's just going to be exactly like it is over on DSP Gaming. You have to be a subscriber to talk at all on a live stream. Okay, so sub to the channel. We are going to set it up that it's going to be sub-only mode every day. This avoids a lot of trolling. Of course, we are starting from scratch, where a lot of people here will be trolls who, are not going to be banned or whatever. We'll take care of that over time, just like we did on DSP Gaming. Don't worry, this place will get cleaned up sooner rather than later. Although we're going to have some trolling and things to start, and that's fine. You expect that. I know from 2 years ago, when I moved from Twitch to YouTube, I know it's going to get it, but we're going to take care of that. We're going to clean that up sooner rather than later. Okay? It is going to be a 24-hour sub mode on live streams. So the channel's dead already. On multiple fronts for multiple reasons. But
how are you going to set an example for a new channel or for any channel that you're deciding to stream on, right? Because I guess this is going to get a pre-cope therapy session before every one of these little events or whatever the hell he wants to call it, when he does it. If any new people come in and they can't talk, yeah, I mean, why should they even have to be able to sub to the channel right away to even have that restriction? But yet again, I get the whole, he's going for commitment off the bat, and then after if he can get you to sub, then he's thinking that, oh, well, you know, he can more than likely get you to commit to a membership at some time or another. So I get the bitch made fucking business plan of all of it. But the 24-hour thing is definitely a sucker move. Even if you have to get them to sub just to what's it called? The talking to chat, I get it. He's trying to increase his the channel numbers to get himself closer to the 100,000 subs. We talked about this earlier on in this broadcast, so you already know where I think about that, or what I think about that. So that's what that scheme is. You know, yet again, try to get these channels to 100,000 subs, and the only way they can do that is by committing to subscribing. I get it, but that 24-hour situation until they can talk is stupid, because most people may come in, especially your trolls. They may just come in, subscribe on a couple of dummy accounts, and then dip, and then come back a couple of days later. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you'll get the subscription, but you're still not pumping up the chat, and you're not encouraging any real interactions with the chat. You know what I mean? That's the problem. And I mean that on a couple fronts. One, if you have trolls in the chat, you're more, and he should know this because it happened to him on Twitch, you're more than likely to get viewers to come into the chat and talk and engage and even fight with these people a little bit, which is kind of a good thing to shake shit up. You know what I'm saying? Get people involved. Try to get these dents to try to actually establish a front line against these detractors, trolls, haters, and critics, these mentally ill fucks, and actually have them duke it out. Actually see if well, not that DSP wants to promote conversation because they might get swayed, but you know what I'm saying? Like, set up a level of interaction. Don't turn it into just the isolated bubble for them, because you're not giving them anything to fight for, right? Like, if, for example, I don't know, I'll pick any detractor. Let's see. Let's pick someone I haven't. Let's say Base Oslo and Lipjan. Like, let's say those two, for example, just they subscribe to this channel, or whatever. They show up for whatever his reaction events, and they just shit the chat up, right? Okay, both of those guys can handle themselves just fine in discussions. Let that shit happen. Let it happen. Oh, look at these idiots in there. They think they're doing anything. Snort. Let that shit happen, and let those guys, and let fucking your little dents go in there and try to fight that shit out. And watch how much money they're gonna, and we already, a dent's gonna act like a dent. So all they're gonna do is get in there with those two guys. They're gonna tussle with them for a little bit. They're gonna eventually figure out that it's not even about just being smart, but they're just not creative enough or savvy enough socially to be able to keep up with those two. And then they'll just throw money at you and be like, despite what you guys say, I'm still gonna give Phil money. And then Phil gets his little troll bucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether directly from the trolls or as a result of the trolls. He could just do that. He did that on Twitch for the longest time until people started to cut him too deep, and he wasn't man enough to take it. So why not just do that? Why not just do that? And give more of your dents a reason to, well, you know what? Oh, well, now that these trolls, they're showing up and they think they're hot shit, man, I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I'm going to go ahead and throw a super thanks on that video. I'm going to go ahead and throw him a couple of, I'm going to throw him a tip or two and whatnot, just so I can try to stick it to the trolls. Why not? It was part of your business strategy a few years ago. I mean, you fucked that up for yourself, but you know what I'm saying? That was part of the business strategy, so why not do it? Why not? I mean, it's just going to be more amusing for everybody on this side anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, Phil, the house always wins. So, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But why not do that? Instead, you're just going to go ahead and cripple fucking the DSP REEACK channel in the same way that you did with DSP Gaming. That's why your bitch ass is sitting there being like, I don't see anybody in the chat. Oh, I mean, you guys can talk. You guys can talk to me. Why isn't anybody saying anything? You want to turn your reaction channel into that? A channel that is literally based on people speaking to you for a period of time. You want to now cripple it by going ahead and putting it in 24-hour fucking sub mode just to talk in the chat. And then on top of the paywall that's eventually about to come up. Wow. I don't see, that's what his business degree demands, I guess.
You have to be sub for at least 24 hours. That'll, prevent bot spam. Comments on videos will now be approve only basis, just like it is over on DSP Gaming. So you'll be able to comment on all the videos here, but it needs to be manually approved and reviewed by me, just like on DSP Gaming. So again, you're familiar with how DSP Gaming works. You're going to be familiar with how my new channel DSP-REEACks works. All right. Now,
yet again, this is ego. Look at how far he's willing to go for, yet again, for his ego. He's already jammed up one channel on DSP Gaming. He already fucked himself because of his ego and all kinds of other nonsense off of Twitch or out of Twitch's monetization. Now he wants to go ahead and cripple a dead channel even further. It's bad enough, right? It's bad enough that you're not going to go ahead and let that horse go to the glue factory, right? Or at least parts of it. But now, whatever little bit of horse meat that you're trying to sell, that's already starting to go bad, that's already rotten, you want to sit there and give a time limit for when people can buy that. You got people out here starving. You got dents out here starving for rotten meat, and you're still going to put restrictions on it. Because that's how much control you need to have over a situation. And yet again, that shit right there is all this to keep detractors, trolls, haters, and critics out. The very thing he's dependent on, he's doing all this to keep them out. Wow. Absolutely fucking wow. Because whenever he finally has a really fucking hot take that will quote unquote go viral, it's not going to be someone on his side of the spectrum that's going to sit there and clip that shit. It's going to be a detractor that does that. You're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? They're all like, this house of snorts that you're trying to build is already, they already have your food. You know what I'm saying? They already have your food. They have your wife. They already have a fucking real estate. They already have mental real estate in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You think, like, YouTube, when you came back to YouTube, Phil, from Twitch, you didn't have any reign over anything over here? If you thought YouTube was your backyard, Phil, we've already been in your sandbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're already knee deep in the sandbox, bruh. You think that's your grill? You know what I'm saying? We got people chilling on your swing set, going down your slide. Someone is upstairs with the wife. Someone's taking Jasper to the fucking doctor's office. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to the veterinarian, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no domain here. You just exist here. We run shit here. You still ain't figured that out yet? That's why you're trying to run to all these bigger YouTubers in the hopes that they'll try to demonize the detractor community for you, or whatever the case may be, and try to get you to reestablish your dominance. But you never had any. You never had any. And you think that you're being, and people mistake your bullshit for pride because you won't lay down like Wings did, or whatever the case may be. Wings gave up a long time ago. Wings gave up a long ass time ago. If that situation with the Shoe Baron, or I think it's Morning After Kill is what his name is. If that situation with Morning After Kill didn't come out the way it did, or when it did, he'd have easily been thigh deep in Kelly's batter's box, no problem. And you think, and if it wasn't made public, Wings wouldn't have said anything. He would have just kept on moving. Only because it went public is why he got mad, because it was a way for him to get humiliated. But if that potential affair could have gone on for a little while, Wings wouldn't have said a word. And even by the time the trolls end up figuring it out, and whatever, especially if it's a few months removed, Wings would have let that shit brush off of him. Because that's how Wings rolls. He doesn't have the energy to try to fight shit no more. He doesn't have the energy to fight that shit anymore. He can't. But whatever. Whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're already playing the situation wrong. You're already playing the situation wrong. If he's literally trying to turn this into a situation where it's, it's him and his dents versus the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics, and he's already failing. You're already failing. If you really want this war to come, skirmish, war, battle, whatever you want to call it. If you really want this shit to happen, and if you want to reap the rewards financially, you got to let them in. You know what I'm saying? If not, they're going to sneak in anyway. So it don't matter. You might as well just go ahead and just open the gates. You might as well. Whatever.
There's 3 different shows that will be housed here on DSPReacts. Allow me to explain all 3 shows and see what you think. Show number 1 is more long-term, something that I want to do, within a month or 2. But it's not happening immediately. The first show will be called, you ready for this? DSP Asks It. This will be an interview series where I will interview people across the internet. And who will I interview? Well, that's going to be a lot of the times determined by you guys. You guys are going to be the ones who are going to be submitting your suggestions of people who I should try to reach out to and interview here on the show. And it's going to be a one-to-one conversation. A lot of the times it's going to be covering what this person is up to on the internet. And it could be people from all over the place. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone who I've had any kind of involvement with. But at the same time, a lot of them will be. Like, for example, I've already lined up a couple of these for future events that I don't have dates set yet. But basically, I have it lined up so that, by the way, the chat is crashing again, which is not...
All right, first off, idiot. 1, if you don't have any dates or if you don't have anything set in stone, then you don't got shit lined up. All they are is just a name on a piece of paper of a list. There are a list of things that may never get done. So you're wasting time with that. So you can keep those lying snorts to yourself. 2, you want to interview people. You want to have it to be a one-on-one discussion. So that means all this shit has to be pre-recorded, which means that he can edit out, or someone else can edit out all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, to try to stay face. But there's no way he's going to be brave enough to do this like live, unless it's somebody who he's actually cool with, which that's gonna be few and far between. I mean, I'm saying, whatever, maybe a long-term supporter or some bullshit like that who's willing to speak, which that right there is already risky in itself if you're a dent. Yeah, unless it's a long-time person that he's already had a lot of contact with who's gonna be willing to talk. What big names is he gonna draw? What big name is really going to be willing to go up there and interview you? And keep in mind, Phil, you're not going to get paid by that person to interview them. You do realize that, right? I just want to make sure. So who the fuck would even be willing to do that? Who? Are you going to pull out a former detractor, troll, hater, or critic who saw the piggy light and realized the error of their ways, and now they're going to come out there and say some shit? Who exactly? Oh, are you willing to give Rich an interview now because you think you'll be in control and you can go ahead and, fit the narrative? Because that's kind of dumb. Because if Rich does you that favor, you're going to have to return a favor to him in return. Or you're going to have to do a favor for him in return. Which, if that's the case, Phil, you might as well have taken the free piece, the free PC he offered you, and then have him be the first guest. You're dumb. You're fucking dumb. I'm just going to already toss that interview thing in the trash. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to toss that. Not even in the recycle bin. We're just going to automatically trash that because I don't see nothing coming out of that worthwhile. He's not going to be able to pull a real name, right? And if he does, the shit will be heavily edited anyway. So, and no one will ever be able to see the original, so we'll never know what really went down unless the person on the other end actually records. And then that's just going to make Phil like even more of a piece of shit for anybody else who comes afterwards. So you see what I'm saying? Like, he's going to get cut on both ends of that. You know what I'm saying? Because DSP is not going to keep it on the up and up. All right.
Like crapping out on me, and I'm wondering what's going on there. Because I can't see the chat. That's not good. Got to figure out what's going on with the chat right now. It's completely frozen. If I close it again, I don't know. Try to figure this out. This is all a new thing. All right, I don't know what's going on. Here, restore the chat. Actually, is there a crash? It might have. The browser might have crashed, which is probably why I can't see your chat. Yeah, it looks like it's endlessly loading and not doing anything. Well, let me try to refresh it and see if I can get it working. Anyway, so yeah, DSP Asks It, an interview series. And I've already got about 2 people lined up who are very interested, but I don't have dates and times set yet, because what I'd like to do is establish exactly how this is going to work. And it won't make sense until I actually establish the criteria of how we're going to do it. You know, will it be an online conversation that's live streamed? Will it be something that's recorded offline and uploaded as just an on-demand video? You know, will you guys have opportunity to submit questions once you know who the guest is ahead of time? Or should I not announce the guests ahead of time? Should they be surprise guests on the show so you don't really know what to expect? I'm not sure yet. All right? This is something that I need to work on and think about with your feedback. Okay?
No, he's scared. Actually, he kind of gave himself away there. He's scared that either someone's going to get to them and dissuade them from going on to the actual show or whatever you want to fucking call it, or that they end up, or it becomes some form of collusion where his guest might be actually working with a troll or some shit to try to embarrass him. I think that's what that comes down to. I think that's one of the reasons why he doesn't want to announce it, but that's also the reason why he doesn't want to give any criteria. He wants to keep everybody in the dark until the very, very last second, I think. And him doing it live, that's just bait. Just like with that Super Bowl, whatever nonsense that was. Didn't he say he was talking about pizza and wings and all this bullshit, right? And then it just, I don't know, what was it? Some veggie pizza and what I would assume was some type of dip, whatever that was. I guess barely looked edible. I think it's like that. So you can already see the apprehension and the paranoia already. You can already see it. Oh, this is gonna be hurtful. Fucking A.
Yeah, for some reason, the browser is crapped out. I need to try to reload the whole thing here, because I can't even see you guys. So let me see if I can get this loaded again in the browser. Keep in mind that my laptop is only running the browser, literally nothing else. You would think there would not be an issue, but doesn't mean nothing. Okay, let's try to get this running again. Okay, it is starting to load again now. So DSP Asks It, an interview series. That is something that will happen, you know, relatively within the next couple of months. Like I said, I already have an idea for a couple guests who'd be interested in coming on the show. And one of them has already agreed, and the other one we're kind of just talking details about it. And once I have more information on that, I will let you know. But basically, that is the first idea I have. Okay?
And also, I'm going to call bullshit on the whole situation in general, because didn't he say, oh, well, you know, since I can't have the Moist Critical interview or whatever, I have other people lined up. They're presenting me with other ideas, so it's going to be all good. And then not long afterwards, as people said it was going to happen, he just calls the whole interview situation off. You remember that, right? We supposedly had other people in the wings. We didn't need Moist Critical. It wasn't that serious. You know, I have other people lined up. I have other opportunities. Where'd all that go? Right into the piggy ether, right? It sunk right into the abyss. But I'm supposed to believe now that, oh, well, there's 2 other people he's potentially got lined up to for him to interview, right? For him to interview. And these people are supposedly what? Are they of people of status? What have they done to make them relevant in any type of way, shape, or form? And if you trust them enough to do an interview with these people, why won't you do co-op with these people? Why don't you have a 3 or 4 man team for Call of Duty, for example? Just a question. Just asking.
Second idea I have is basically very similar to what I was doing on DSP Gaming. What I would like to do, okay, is once a month, what I would really enjoy doing is a big formal React project here on DSPReacts. So think some of the bigger projects that I did over on DSP Gaming, reacting to the Wings of Redemption documentary, reacting to my own Down the Rabbit Hole documentary, you know. So that's the kind of thing. And the thing is, those projects take a while. Those aren't things that are like, oh, I'll just do it and it'll be done within a couple of hours. In fact, it's kind of the opposite, where those are things that could take a whole day. All right, I really enjoyed doing those, and had a great time with it. And so that's something that I want to do basically once a month. Those will likely just be called DSP Reacts to whatever the name of the video or documentary or whatever it is that I'm reacting to. Okay? So there you go. So there's going to be number one, reacting or doing an interview series called DSP Asks It. And number two, there's going to be a formal DSP React series where once a month I'll be reacting to something, you know, kind of long form on the internet. Now you might
so you're going to sit there and spend 8 hours, or you're going to attempt to stretch out something for 8 hours. So it essentially it simulates, or it emulates really a full day of work, quote unquote, and you're going to put that on this channel once a month. And you think people are going to find it riveting to hear your fucking what? Your intelligent fucking commentary on something that's meant to be entertaining and funny and whatnot? How's that going to play out exactly? Because we already see how dead it is on DSP Gaming. So how are you going to do it with anything else? And some of those reactions that you did, at least from Frederick, that besides the lolcow shit, some of that stuff was actually interesting. For someone who didn't know, you know, what that stuff is, and if they reacted to it just off the bat, they probably would have gone further or done better than what you did. You're trying so hard to come across like what you say matters, that it gets lost in translation and it just becomes redundant. Womp womp. But anyway, you want to put all that, so now you want to stretch, like I said, in 8 hours. So we're going to try to get 8 hours out of whatever video you're doing, and then you're going to spread that out over a day, Phil? If it's going to be in 8 parts, are you going to upload 1 part per day? Or are you going to just go ahead and tank all of it on the channel in a single day? You haven't thought about that, have you? Maybe, just maybe, if it's a once-a-month event, maybe you should go ahead and, if it's going to be 8 parts, 8 hours, maybe you should go ahead and upload it over 8 days instead of just throwing it all up on the channel right away. Oh, well. That would require a bit more forethought, right? This way, you don't have... this way, you know what I'm saying? The channel doesn't become stagnant. It's already stagnant, but you know what I mean. It doesn't become further stagnant. It would show YouTube that there's some actual interaction going on the channel, and more importantly, it would give people a reason to come back to it. Oh well.
Well, how are you going to determine what you're going to react to? Again, this is where I'm telling you guys that your input is key. It's going to be you guys suggesting things for me to react to. What videos would you like to see me react to that are long-form documentaries and videos like that? I'm thinking at least 30 minutes to an hour long. I probably wouldn't even want to do anything shorter than that. It would be me reacting to something that's a formal documentary, watching the whole thing, commenting on it, etc. It could be much longer as well, but it has to be something that I have time to, you know, vet and know that it's a legit documentary or whatever before I decide to react to it. All right. So
what does he mean by legit documentary? But it's not even that. He needs it as the longer the video is, the better, because then the longer he can stretch it out. That's really what that comes down to be honest. Because if he's talking about a video that he needs to kind of screen ahead of time, it's probably going to be a drama video on somebody else. And there's a lot of low-tier God content out there, and he's not going to touch that because low-tier God already told him to fuck off. So that's definitely not going to happen. So, not to say there's not a lot of lolcows around here. There's plenty to choose from.
There you go. That's going to be you guys, again, having an input. And in fact, in a minute, I'm going to reveal to you, well, not a minute, in a little bit of time here, I'm going to reveal to you some of the specifics of how a lot of this stuff is going to work, okay? So, please just bear with me. Fair enough? Now, the third idea I have, I think is actually the idea that might actually do the best. All right, you ready for this one? I have not even told anyone this. I haven't told my moderators this idea. No one. This is the first time you guys are ever hearing it. My third idea for the channel is called DSP versus the internet. What is this? Well, here's what it's going to be. Once a week, I have a dedicated stream where I am going to be reacting to various things on YouTube as submitted by the viewers. Think of it as a pure Phil just reacts to clips kind of show. Here's the difference between this and a formal react. A formal react is a dedicated project where I'm watching the entirety of a documentary and I'm watching it and commentating completely on it. Okay? This show, DSP versus the internet, is a show where it's just going to be like, send me a clip. You want to watch me watch a clip, see my reaction to it, if I laugh, if I, what do I have to say about it? And it could be anything. It could be a news story. It could be a clip from another content creator. It could be, a piece of a TikTok video or music. As long as it's on YouTube, all right, it's fair game. All right? And
I want you to remember this moment. If it's on YouTube, it's fair game. On top of that, another thing I'd like to point out is clearly he's setting this whole thing up to where if it fails, it's all on the viewers. It's all on the viewers. It's all on the subscribers, the paid members. It's going to be their fault that it fails. Clearly, because if you really listen to what he's saying, he's trying very, very hard to convey the idea that you guys have all the control. This is all on you. You tell me what to do and I'll do it, even though we know that's not how it's going to work. And if it fails, he can completely and utterly throw it on them. You guys told me for years that you really want to see me do this, and we had some early success with this, but now now it looks like I'm gonna have to stop doing it because there are gonna be, there are better gameplay or better games coming out, and I need to devote myself to gameplay, and you guys just aren't supporting this. You guys aren't. And for those of you who did, thank you. I very much appreciate, your contributions and everything like that, but it's not catching on, and I could be doing other things that could be profitable. I guarantee you it's going to sound something like that when it fails. I guarantee you, because he's already setting up the phantom snorts for it. He's already gearing up to be like, if it fucks up, if this don't work, it's all your fault. You guys failed me. I didn't fail you. That's going to be amusing.
Is a good way for me to give you my opinions on things that are going on, whether it's news or pop culture or whatever it may be. I feel like this is going to be an opportunity for me to branch out. All right, I don't do stuff like this at all. Right? What happens is a lot of the times I'm on my podcast or whatever, and you'll ask me, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Right?
This is going to be bad for a lot of reasons. One, this sounds like a really lazy and cheap imitation of what was that shit that Dick Masterson and that other guy had? Biggest Problem in the Universe. It kind of seems like a very lazy variation of that. It sounds like a very lazy. I can't remember the other guy's name, but it sounds like a very lazy imitation of that. To be honest, it sounds really, really shitty. 2, is he going to watch the clips the whole way through? Or is he going to watch the videos that are sent to him or whatever? Do you see DSP sitting through a 3-minute clip? No. Do you see DSP really giving a fuck about any type of reaction to, I don't know, a TikTok, a Vine, or whatever that, isn't going to be something that someone isn't getting hurt or someone being humiliated? No. Do you see Phil really giving you any insight on anything socially? No. And he's damn sure not going to do anything from a movie standpoint or even television because he's going to be scared of getting demonetized. Which is weird because it sounds like all this shit's going to be behind a paywall anyway. So why is he scared of being demonetized? Or the video not being able to be monetized? Why is he worried about that if everybody essentially has to pay him up front anyway? Just to have the privilege to do shit. I'm jumping ahead, but that's just my thoughts.
This would be an opportunity for you to say, hey, I'm going to submit a clip to you. Please watch the clip on stream and let's see you react to it and give your opinion or whatever, right? That's what this is going to be, all right? It's going to be Phil versus the internet once a week. We sit down here on DSP Reacts and we have a show dedicated just for me reacting to various clips and things. Now, here's how it's going to work, because this is where essentially you come into play, and here's how we're going to keep things under control, all right? All the content that I'm suggesting is going to be user submitted, all right? But it's going to be user submitted by channel members. So if you become a member of DSPReacts, you are getting a tremendous amount of control and input on the channel. Members are going to be submitting videos for DSP versus the internet. Members are going to be voting on the long form reacts that I do. And of course, members will have the input on DSP Asks It. Maybe you'll be able to submit some questions for a guest, you know, or vote on a guest, that kind of stuff. Okay? Why members? Because that's content that you control.
Okay, wait. Like I said, we all knew it was going to be paywalled. I want to talk about the DSP Ask It thing, about the getting the guests or whatever. If they don't know who the guest is, why would they want to why would they throw money at you to ask a question for someone that they don't know who's going to be on there? 2, what if the guest pulls out? What if the person decides they don't want to do it or they can't do it or whatever the case may be? Their money is essentially wasted. Because DSP is just going to memory hole that money. He'll move on to whoever the next guest is going to be for the next event. And then if they do get a chance to circle around and bring that person back on, well, guess what, guys? You're going to have to pay again to already do it. Or, hey, I already established something for the month. You guys know how this goes. I know that we initially had it planned back in February, right? But we're in August now. And you know, stuff happened on his end. Whatever. It didn't work out. I gave you guys an extra, let's say, let's go back to the Mario, to the, what do they call it? The Mario Sunshine situation. Let's say he promises you such and such guest. That's Mario Sunshine. Oh, well, we can't do that right now. So we're going to do Spiral. We're going to do Spiral instead, which means I'm going to replace it with this guest instead. Right? Or let's say we can't get another guest. Oh, I'll just do another reaction event to, you know, whatever you guys want or whatever. I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But you guys got to submit clips to me, and I have the channel set up that the only way I can react to your clips or even know what clips you guys want me to do is if you guys, you know, throw money at me or whatever, or if you guys re-up your membership or whatever the case may be. He can go ahead and literally, like, piggy hole it in any way he see fit if even the smallest thing comes out of pocket. So you got to think up. So as a pay piggy, you got to think about that. You got to think about how situations like that are fucking you over, because he wants these people to completely and utterly commit on the front end, and there's no guarantee they'll get what they want when the time comes. You got to take that into consideration.
If I right now just said, oh, everyone just start posting up, I'll have 5,000 random videos that'll be absolutely ridiculous, probably dumb shit, right? Here's the thing. Here's the criteria of the kind of stuff that I want to react to. First of all, it can't be licensed music and content that's going to get me, you know, blocked, muted, get a video.
I thought you said everything on YouTube is fair game. Did we not just establish this on the front end? Right, when we laid out what this whole show was going to be about. Anything on YouTube is fair game. Now all of a sudden, now we got to backtrack. Now we have to backtrack. Now remember, you guys, all these people are paying on the front end. So if ad revenue is not a thing because the video gets demonetized, so what? He's already getting all of his money in the front end anyway for memberships. No, it's always going to be about ad revenue. Always. Remember that moment. Remember this moment.
For copyright issues on the internet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff is not going to be allowed. So that already is going to be right, you know, out of the way. No way that that's going to be viable. Also, can't be stuff that's like racially offensive. It can't be stuff that is incredibly violent. You might find that kind of stuff on YouTube, but that kind of stuff regularly gets flagged and demonetized, and I can't be reacting to that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So by making it a members deal
was, all right, guys, pack her up and ship her off to the slave trade. We're gonna sell her for profits. Did that shit get demonetized? I'm asking. Did that get demonetized?
That members will be nominating things for me to react to. Okay, that means there's going to be a vetting process, because no one's going to pay to be a member and then just waste their time. They're going to want to be submitting things that will have a chance to basically be seen, right? So they're not going to, you know what I'm saying? They're definitely not going to be wasting that opportunity. I think that's going to be great. It's going to be a way for people to do that. Now, how will it be done?
Wait, they're already wasting that opportunity because you said they're only going to have a chance. They're only going to have a chance to nominate or vote on something that you might actually react to. It's not guaranteed. So you're already having them overcommit. He already has you guys overcommit, or people, I should say, overcommitting to something that may never happen. He could very easily play 15 seconds of whatever it is that you nominate, be like, oh, I don't give a fuck about this, and then just move on to the next one. And he can sit there and say whatever the fuck he wants about, oh, well, I gave you 15 seconds or whatever, you know, I didn't give a fuck about it. But you still got screwed. If you send him, and what did I say earlier? I said, do you really see him sitting through a 3-minute clip? Do you see him sitting through a minute and a half of a clip? I don't. Not all of them. If he has 30 or 40 requests, and they're all at a minute and a half, 2 minutes, let's say 2 minutes. Do you really see him sitting there and listening to all that? Especially once them colored folk come up there? And then the things that he should be viewing, or he should be reacting. I don't even know if I should be even saying this, because, oh well, whatever. He's not gonna listen to it anyway. Who gives a shit? He should stick to what he knows, right? Socially, pop culture, all that shit's over his head. He don't know. Leave that alone. He should be reacting to old wrestling shit. He should be reacting to old FGC shit. There's plenty of that stuff out there. Very easy to find. His social commentary is useless. React to that stuff. It's the only shit that he really cares about. Or maybe you can find those old clips of Howard Stern. You know, the person he stole all those jokes from that fucked his early career up. Well, why don't he react to those? Explain to people why you thought that stuff was funny. Explain to people that this is what you grew up on, or whatever the case may be, before you pulled Carlos Mencia and try to take it as your own. Do that. Just throwing it out there.
Community posts. Right now, I have the ability to post a community post on the channel, and people can nominate things. So, for example, I'm not even kidding. Right now, if you go to the community tab of DSP-REEACKS, well, I'm going to go to it right now. I click on it, and right there, guess what's already there? Attention channel members. This is your first ever post where you could submit YouTube videos for me to watch during my very first ever stream here on DSP-REEACKS. Just post up the YouTube video here, and I'll have a chance to be watched live during the very first stream on Sunday, February 12th. Good luck. That's right. Right now, if you become a channel member of DSP-REEACKS, you can go to the community tab and post up videos now, and we're going to do a dry run on this stream of me reacting to the stuff you guys submit. So everyone who just became a member, the 13 of you, you are the first 13 who can nominate videos for today's stream. Okay? In addition, if you become a channel member right now, all right, there's a second post that's live, and the post reads as follows. Hello, channel members. This is your very first poll, so let's enjoy. Vote on which of the 3 documentaries from YouTuber June the King you would like to see me react to first. Thanks and good luck. The choices are as follows. Lies, Deception, and Pro Jared, the story of Pro Jared. A New Rock Bottom, the story of Tobuscus, also known as Toby Turner. Or A Chaotic Stumble Through Fame, the story of Channel Awesome, hence the Nostalgia Critic. And so, if you're a channel member...
You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. First off, why isn't Wings up there and why isn't Low Tier God? And more importantly, I don't know which one actually has the most views. It's the LTG one or the Wings one. But either way, you've already cut yourself. You've kind of already shot yourself in the fucking hoof by neither one of those being up there. Now, I'm guessing you're keeping both of those on the back burner for later. Now, I'm pretty confident that you already said Low Tier God told you to fuck off. Don't react to none of his shit. We'll see how bitch made you're going to be about that when your desperation's up and your ego is low. We'll see how that plays. But Wings, though, Wings is what you have in pocket. I think I've said this in an earlier video. That's going to be the next play. That's going to be the next big reaction of 2023. I'm really I mean, because the Toby Turner one is pure vitriol. He's doing that for vengeance. And I would, and same thing with Pro Jared. That's him trying to get back at Pro Jared too. So I'm not sure. Actually, another thing too. I don't remember if June the King is the only person who does it, but one of those guys has the rise and fall of certain people or whatever. I'm wondering if he's going to target on that, because there's a couple of different people who do that. So I'm wondering if that's going to be a situation. I think Internet J used to be known for that, but supposedly he's quitting soon because he got himself a job. So, it is what it is on that one. Yeah, you're dumb. You're real dumb. If you're coming out the gates with something like this, you need to come out swinging. And you saw how well the Wings of Redemption reaction, which was the first one he did, how well that did. So you need to try to come out with that type of momentum. And keep in mind, everything else is gonna basically flop after that anyway. But you need to establish something. You need to establish something heavy, to be honest. And you're gonna have a real hard time turning the Pro Jared or Toby Turner thing into himself. Not to say that he won't do it, and not even to say that he can't do it. I'm just saying it's gonna be a struggle session for him to do so. It'll be interesting to watch, but it's gonna be a struggle session either which way. He should have stuck to what he knows, which is that, yet again, that's Wings or that's Low Tier God. Yet again, another missed opportunity.
Right now, can go to the main channel page of DSP Reacts and vote on that poll, and that poll will determine which of those 3 React events I do near the end of this month. I've decided it'll probably be around the last weekend of February, okay? Now, if you post up and you're like, wait, I don't see my post, that's okay. You don't see it for a good reason. The reason you don't see it is because it's just like DSP Gaming. I have to approve everything. So I'm going to be checking regularly for people posting. In fact, Joe Man is posting up saying first, and we actually have Felix the Maid who posted up a video. And it looks like Felix the Maid also is saying that they wanted to see.
Why are you doing that from your phone when your laptop's right there? His laptop is right there. He could easily just open up another tab. Oh, that's right. We're probably not updating Windows at all, so it's probably conflicting with some of his other programs. But whatever. We have a brand new... Well, it's probably not brand new anymore. I feel like any piece of electronics that hits that fucking room with all the dust and debris and all that bullshit ages like a year for every like day that it's in there or some shit. Or every month at the very least. But yet again, you have your laptop right there. Why aren't you doing it there? Wow.
Toby Turner react, okay? So there you go. I've just approved those comments. And that's what I'm going to be doing here on DSP React, is I'm going to be regularly reviewing and approving your comments on the members only section on the community tab. All right?
I'm an asshole, so run with me on this. Approving everything through his phone instead of going through his laptop is actually kind of funny, because that's pretty good cover for in between pulls of WWE champions. Oh, very clever, Phil. Very clever. Very clever. Hide your addiction behind the concept of work, right? Just like that $100 for every shot of gin, right? This is a special event or whatever. I don't drink like this often, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an alcoholic anymore. I've overcome that, like my depression. So, for a special event, someone want to pay me $100 up front. It has to be a full $100, not $99.99. It has to be a full $100. If you're willing to do that, I'm willing to go ahead and give you this shot, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. And don't pay attention to the fact that it might look like water when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? It's not the case. It's not like, when he first introduced that bottle of gin, that he really, really liked it. He really, really enjoyed it. And you know what happens when Phil gets on something he really, really enjoys? He buys more. And so who's to say that DSP wouldn't have taken one of them empty bottles of gin and be like, well, these dents are stupid anyway, so I'll just go ahead and fill it up with water, and no one will ever know the difference. Yeah. How are they going to know the difference between gin and water? You know what I'm saying? I'm smarter than all these idiots anyway. Yeah. So, I wouldn't be surprised, because I haven't seen it yet. But I know people were talking about some of those gin pours he had for I think it was the Super Bowl event. I think. And some people were questioning the validity of some of those shots. So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not accusing nobody nothing. Okay.
So again, 13 people became a member already before I even announced it. If you became a member, thank you. Head over to the community tab right now, post up videos for me to react to, and vote on that poll. Because within a few minutes, your shout outs, me explaining everything, doing some Q&A, I'm actually going to do some live reacting to videos that you members are posting up. Just to show you an example of how this whole thing's going to work. Okay? So, if you did not become a member, now you have major incentive. And you might say, Phil, I don't get it. Why are you doing everything based on members, right? There's a very good reason, okay? Over on DSP Gaming, the #1 complaint I got every month was, the members don't get enough. The members get some emotes. The members get, a chat crown badge or whatever. That's true. But the members just don't get enough, value out of becoming a member, right? So think about what you get here. You're going to get emotes. You're going to get a chat crown badge. You don't have to abide by the slow mode of the chat. You can talk as much as you want. You now get to post up videos for every weekly DSP versus the internet show. And those will be the videos that I'm going to review and watch during the live show. Okay. You get to vote on the react that happens, the big one, once a month. And for DSP Asks It, you're going to get to give input on the people who I'm going to be interviewing. You're going to be hopefully submit questions. You see what I'm saying? This is a tremendous amount of power to put members on this channel. It's exactly what you guys have asked for on DSP Gaming, but I can actually make it viable on this channel. I can't make that stuff viable on DSP Gaming because I've already kind of stretched the limits of what I can do on a gaming channel. But here, this is completely new and different and interesting.
That doesn't, just because it's new doesn't make it good. First thing is, he's given us the same pitch for DSP Gaming. He says that you get a chat badge, you get unlimited, unlimited, you have no restrictions in the chat to talk at any given time, avoiding slow mode, but it doesn't matter because no one talks in there anyway, so it's constantly in a state of slow mode. No matter what, you get to vote on games, you get to vote on certain playthroughs that are coming up. I think they get some type of incentives for Ask the King or AKT ATK. Sorry. What else? There's like a couple other bullshits too. Because when he first got to YouTube or got back on YouTube, he tried to push that narrative. Because there are way more incentives perceived incentives to have subbed to him on Twitch than there is on YouTube. And he said that's not his fault. YouTube has all these limitations. But really, he wasn't giving you anything. He wasn't giving you anything at all. So I don't know what is his monthly sub count on DSP Gaming, or membership count, I should say. Let's say 500. If he can pull, another 3 or 4 over here on DSP-REEACks, he's probably going to be in a decent position, not a good position, because he's an addict. So he has, you got to feed that. Got to constantly be chasing that gouty dragon. But he'll probably be in a more comfortable situation, because that's clearly what this is. This is clearly out of desperation. But to be honest with you, the incentives over here sound just as weak as the ones on DSP Gaming. They sound just as bad. But also, if we go back to my KO gaming theory, now you guys have a general idea of what he's going to try to offer them over there too for the edited content later on. Yet again, remember this moment.
Now, here's the thing. Again, I want this channel to be very interactive and based on your feedback. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do a bunch of shout outs, all right? And we're going to update the leaderboard. And, there will be rewards. For example, if we raise $50 in tips, I'll put on Gunner glasses. If we raise 100, we're going to do the same stuff we used to do on DSP Gaming over here. It's all still viable, all right? So all that stuff is still here, just so you guys know. FYI. But the way this is going to work is, it's going to be based on your feedback. I want your feedback. We're going to do a big Q&A segment here. where I'm going to, you know, take your questions and we're going to see if you guys have thoughts for improvement and things like that. Now, by the way, here's something else as well. All right. And this is a big one. The membership tiers on DSP-REEACKs actually will give you more benefits. Okay. What does that mean? If you're a standard member on DSP-REEACKs, you get to submit videos for DSP versus the internet. You get to vote on the big monthly React project I'll do. And you get to do stuff in regards to DSP Asks It. But the other tiers, the higher tiers, Super and Ultra, actually get more benefits, which wasn't the case over on DSP Gaming. If you do a Super Supporter level, what I'm going to do is at the end of every single live show that I do, there's going to be a segment just for Super Supporters where you get to ask questions and I answer them. So it's basically like a live private Q&A for Super Supporters. And we do that at the end of every show. Now, that's not set up yet because I couldn't even set up the thread to do it until the Super Supporter level was launched. And if I launched it, it kind of would have given the channel away. So I can actually do it right now. Okay. Let me head over to the main channel page.
Oh, this is it. Bravo, Phil. This is scummy. So remember what I said. I don't know what his monthly membership count is on DSP Gaming, but if he can, you know, hit 300 or 400 over here on the React channel, it could work out. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put him in a good position, but in a decent position. Well, this right here definitely reinforces that, because now if he can get people, if he can incentivize people, or at least he's trying to, but that's not what he's doing. If he can get people to register for the higher tiers, now he doesn't need so many. It's not a matter of how many people. It's not a matter of having a bunch of people sub on the basic level. If you can get at least, you know, 50 to 100 to 200 people to, you know, hit him at the super level or the ultra level or whatever that is, that right there is worth its weight in having 500 people at the normal level on DSP Gaming. I'm not saying I'm not even gonna try to dignify that and say it was clever, but it makes more sense. It makes a lot more sense because, yet again, the burden is on them for this channel to be successful. So by putting all of these things in place, hey, he's literally saying, hey, you guys have all the control here. I will do exactly what you want, the way you guys want, but you're going to have to pay me to do it. And you're going to have to pay me up front. And then he's still going to expect you guys, or them, I should say, to tip him and do all of those extra things later on too. So that's going to be interesting. I do have a question though. It's not redundant. It's just I do have a question. Can you give a super thanks on a video that's demonetized? I'm just really curious about that. That's because if that's the case, if you can, I should say, then definitely a video being demonetized doesn't mean shit, because if anybody watches it on the playback, as long as it's not blocked, and it may be blocked in some countries, I have videos that are blocked in some countries, which blows, but you know what I'm saying, VPN, everybody has VPN, so you can get around that shit. But the point being is that even if a video is blocked, as long as the comment section is open, to my understanding, a video you should be able to throw a super thanks at them. So I'm thinking, even if the video gets demonetized, as long as if you can give him a super thanks, then that covers it no matter what. So it really shouldn't matter what he reacts to, if you really think about it.
Of DSP-REEACKs, and right here I'm going to do a new post, and this is going to be only for super members. I don't even think we have one yet. Okay, so I'm going to say hello, super members. Please post up your guaranteed to be answered questions here for today's stream on Sunday, February 12th. Thanks for the support. So there you go. All right, I'm going to post that up right now. And only super level members will do that. And that's basically your private Q&A for the end of every show. You're going to get me answering your questions. All right. Now, what do ultra members get on the channel? Now, this is a good one. Ultra members, get this. You're guaranteed to have me watch a video. Here's the difference. Regular members, you get to suggest what I watch. And what's going to end up happening is once we get a bunch of regular members, we're probably going to get a good amount. They're going to be regularly submitting videos for the next show, DSP versus the internet. All right. But if you're an Ultra member, I'm guaranteed to watch the video you submit. Now you get one a week. That's the limit, because the Ultra members are $20, I believe, $20 for the membership. So you basically get one a week. So every week when I'm doing this DSP versus the internet show, one of your videos that are suggested will be watched live on the show. Okay? Okay. So I'm actually going to post that up now as well. Ultra membership. Hello.
You see how short-sighted he is? All of this could have been written down in a notepad on his laptop, and, and then he could have copy and pasted all this shit over later. But this right here, this mongoloid, right, is supposedly the idiot who was helping, was at the helicopter company, was helping the whole company out. He was restructuring and he was putting he was getting everything back on track. Yet he's doing everything here at the last possible fucking second. Doesn't he say he has to come into the office like 30 minutes early so he can get everything ready and whatnot? If this is a big announcement, if this is something he supposedly worked on for a month or however long it's been, or since last year or whatever the case may be, why is all this shit done on the fly? Why does this shit feel like last fucking minute? Why does this feel like something he's only considered in the last 72 hours? If even that long. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Members, please post up your guaranteed to be watched videos for today's stream, right? Today's stream, and I'll say Sunday, February 12th. In this thread, thanks and enjoy. There you go. Now, is there any guarantee that today we're going to get super or ultra supporters? No. There's no guarantee that's going to happen at all. So if we don't get any today, that's fine. What I would like is for those of you who've already become members, we've got 18 and climbing. If you could post up videos that you'd like me to watch and react to in the thread that I posted up here, that would be great. I am going to keep reviewing your comments.
But see, out of the 18 people that he has there, maybe half of them might have considered it if he had led off with it. But instead, we're going by the seat of our piggy pants. You know what I'm saying? Or our piss piggy pants. That works actually better. We're going by the seat of our piss piggy pants or pajamas or whatever, PPP. Anyway, we're going by that situation. And now he's got people committing, but he doesn't have them committing to the level that he wants. I don't think you can retract a membership to re-up it for another one, or even better than that, I don't think you can upgrade your membership, which actually is a pretty good idea. Now I think about it. But see, how would you do that? So, like, hear me out. So let's say, for example, you're on, I don't know, pick whoever your fucking favorite detractor is, right? Let's say that they have memberships. I'll pick somebody. Let's say Agent Proper or James Lesser. Let's say I'm on both of their channels, and let's say I buy a membership to both of their chats, right? Well, what if like a day or two later after doing that, what if I want to up my membership to whatever their next level is or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say they have like, I don't know, let's say they have like a I don't know, let's say they do some type of event that they have coming up, and I want to go ahead and do that. If YouTube doesn't have that, they should consider it, especially within a certain time frame. So I'd say, to be honest with you, within like 72 hours. I would say within 72 hours. So each and every month, you can go ahead and re-up your sub or your membership, or you can go ahead and or you can just purchase a membership for yourself or somebody else. And if you decide within 72 hours, hey, I want to up that, let's say you go from $5 to like $15, I'll pay the difference. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay the $10 or whatever the upgrade, whatever it costs to upgrade to the other one, to do that. But you should only have a short amount of time to do it. So I would say within like 3 days or 72 hours. That wouldn't be bad. That'd be, you know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, if you're someone who gifts memberships if you gift memberships to other people, right? Let's say you gift 20 of them or whatever the case may be. If you decide to go back a day or two later and be like, you know what? You know, maybe I want to just go ahead and upgrade those. You know, yeah, you could just go ahead and, you know, gift them to other people. But let's say, you know, you want to just upgrade those or whatever the case may be, and you'll pay the difference. It'd be kind of cool if you were able to have that option. And whoever it is, whether they bought it for themselves or they're gifting it, still gets the benefits plus or minus that 3-day stagger, if that makes sense. It doesn't sound like a bad idea, to be honest. Not sure if anybody actually thought about that, but it doesn't sound too bad. And that in 3 days is 3 days. I don't think anybody's gonna make a fuss over that. If it was like a week or two or 10 days, I could see that. But like 3 days is a pretty good window. Just something to think about.
Process, I have to manually approve your comments, so I will do that over the course of today's stream. And by the way, more people are now voting on the live react that I'm going to do at the end of the month, and it looks like Pro Jared's currently in the lead. Interesting. Okay. Cool. So far everything's working as intended. I was hoping that everything would work, and it looks like everything is working. Here's a video. Spartanius once submitted a video. I'm going to approve all this. Someone said, can we include game trailers? See, that's an interesting question. You could. The problem is if I react to a game trailer, there's always potential that basically it's going to ruin the video. You know, I might react to a game trailer, and then what do you know? What'll happen is, sadly, the video gets claimed or blocked on YouTube.
I don't know how true that is. Because first off, if a video gets claimed, that doesn't necessarily mean it gets taken off your channel. It just means whatever revenue that would be generated from it would go right to the copyright owner. Being blocked, we've talked about that. We've got VPNs, you can get around that shit unless they block it worldwide, then, you know, ripping pepperoni on that. Or ripping piss on that. But yet again, if he's getting paid on the front end, who gives a shit about ad revenue, though? This guy. But, like, seriously, though. Like, if he's getting paid on the front end, who cares? It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. And he's got no fucking self-control.
You have to be careful about this kind of licensed and copywritten content. I don't want to say no, but at the same time, please understand that there may be a very large chance that kind of content may have issues long term.
And keep the carrot dangling out there. It's not like there aren't people out there who have channels entirely built on reacting to game trailers. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that's not a thing, right? It's not like there isn't a thing about movie trailers too. I mean, you gotta, for movie trailers especially, you have to really go through the ringer for shit. Let me give you an example. There's someone who I've watched since damn near their beginning. Foundflix. Fantastic channel. It's not even movie trailers. Like, they'll actually explain to you what the movie is and what it's. A fantastic fucking channel. It's called Foundflix, yet again, if you haven't heard of it. You should, though. It's a pretty decent channel. It's a decent sized channel. They, for the longest time, would just, they would take clips, scenes, if you will, and they'd play the scene out and pause it, then they'd give you the thing of it, and then they'd jump to the next scene. It was fantastic. And, on a couple of videos, they had some issues with, and especially as you get into some of the newer ones, they had some problems with, so they had to go with still shots instead. But they still made it work. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to work with it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But they've built a really strong fan base and a viewer base especially, so you can get around those type of things. It's gonna, no matter what, he's not really safe doing anything. He's gonna take a hit somewhere, and he's just gonna have to work around it. If not, this is going to go out the way KO Gaming did.
I hope not. I hope that it doesn't, and I hope that it ends up being fine. So, more people are becoming members. Thank you for that. The pop-up should be appearing momentarily. Everything seems to be going swimmingly here. All right? My Nightbot is now working. Thank you to the moderators who are helping. All right, I appreciate this very much. To all of you. Okay. So before we get into any further discussion or conversation, I feel like I should do some shout outs. I should do some animations, say thanks for you, because you guys are being very supportive of the new channel today. I really appreciate that. Let's do that, shall we? Yes, gifted memberships are allowed, Kagome. In fact, it looks like Wonder McThunder already gifted one. And I think it went to Nienna. I'll see that in a moment. I got my big leaderboard here of things to shout out. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, you guys ready? Let's do some shout outs. So, first of all, thank you to everyone here who's already supporting the channel. Shout outs to Felix the Maid, Senator Zen, K Styles, Mishael, American Maga Undertaker, Spartanius One, Harry So Epic, is that T Jarvis, your boy Lem, Bookworm, Joe Man, Barely Legal, Big Papa Pump, Flying Dutchman, Captain DCW, Jade, Ren Jesse James, Cry Havoc, Wonder McThunder, and then Wonder McThunder gifted that membership. And that, I believe, went to Niena. For some reason, it's not saying it on my screen, but I believe that went to Niena. Emil, Darksydephil, and Delancius. So far, you are the first 20 members here on DSP-REEACKS. And so you guys already have the ability to post up those nominations for videos that we're going to watch today. I mean, I'll be honest, since there's only 20 of you, likely we're going to probably end up watching all of them live. Okay, I mean, it makes sense. Why wouldn't we watch them all live? Right? It'd be kind of dumb if we didn't. But like I said, moving forward, it's going to be standard members get to just suggest videos, and I'll go through them, but I'm not going to watch all of them. Super members get to ask specific questions that will be answered in a dedicated Q&A at the end of each show. And then Ultra members get to guaranteed get their video reacted to. That's the difference in tiers, how it's going to work here on the channel. Now, all members will be able to suggest or vote on the big react every month, and all members will have input on the DSP Asks It series as well. I know I'm kind of being very, very sparse when it comes to information on DSP Asks It. Reason being, I haven't worked out all the details yet. For example, will it be just an audio show? Will it be a video show where I have someone here on camera with me? Would it be, like I said, a live stream, or would it be instead an on-demand? Wait.
You're gonna have someone there on camera with you? What the fuck are you talking about? We're this desperate, huh? We gotta bring Kat out. We gotta bring Catherine out. Holy shit! Is Jenna living in the house? So we don't know.
Ultra members get to guaranteed get their video reacted to. That's the difference in tiers, how it's going to work here on the channel. Now, all members will be able to suggest or vote on the big react every month, and all members will have input on the DSP Asks It series as well. I know I'm kind of being very, very sparse when it comes to information on DSP Asks It. Reason being, I haven't worked out all the details yet. For example, will it be just an audio show? Will it be a video show where I have someone here on camera with me? Would it be, like I said, a live stream, or would it be instead an on-demand video that I just provide on the channel? I'm not sure about that.
He's obviously baiting shit, but I may be reading into it too much. Because having someone there with him on screen, he means is like a picture-in-picture, like that shit with the quartering. It could be something like that. I don't think we're gonna pull Catherine out of the stables. I don't think so. I don't think so. That would be bold. That would be bold, and that would be desperate too, because now the audience could really, be like, hey, does this really bother you? Does this really upset you? Because Phil tells us it upsets you, and we're just curious if it does or not. He's gonna have a real problem with that. Now, if she's okay with him lying for her to stay comfortable, then it is what it is. I don't know. That would definitely bring in a lot of views, though. That might be the pop that he's looking for. It's not going to go viral, just like his pro Jared reaction is not going to go viral either. But that would drum up a lot of attention. Let's see if that girl ain't put on weight. That's gonna be an issue. That might be a bit of a problem, Phil. You're gonna have a lot of explaining to do. Because there's definitely going to be someone in that chat that's going to be like, well, hey, Phil, you say you go walking and you were exercising there for a month or two or whatever. Why did Catherine put on all that weight? Why couldn't she go? Why didn't you guys go walking together? Those are going to be some hard questions that he's not going to want to answer. So I might be reading into that just a little bit, but it doesn't matter. He's going to overpromise and underdeliver anyway, so it doesn't matter either which way. Womp womp.
Yeah. I want to kind of work that out, and that actually might be specific to the guest as well. We might have some guests that are comfortable with being on a live stream and having live stream interaction. We may have some guests who are like, I'd prefer if it was just you and me. So it all depends. Like I said, I already have talks in the work. One person already agreed they're going to be on the show, but I just don't have any of the details worked out yet. And then I have a couple other people I'm currently talking with who will work out the details more fully once we get to that point.
Now that's funny, because I thought initially we started off with two people. One person who was committed, the other one, they were in talks about the conditions or whatever. Now we have one person locked in, and now we have a couple other people. Now it's not one other person now. Now we got a couple of other people who are interested and we're trying to work out. You see how the lies just constantly evolve? And we're talking about over a very small period of time, at least pertaining to his video. I mean, my videos is inflated because that's how I do. But but as it pertains to his video, you're talking. Here, I'll put myself out there. It's only been 30 minutes on his end. So we lied within the span of at least 20 something minutes. And because DSP talks in circles like this, no one's going to remember that. No one is going to be even really paying attention to it, or at least that's what he's hoping for. And that's why he gets away with the dumb shit he get away with. Oh, just multiplying. Like those stationary ants at the house.
Fair enough. Jade says, the chat's going so fast, I feel so sick. Jade, there's a couple things you can do. I think you might be able to sort it to top chat only. That might slow it down a bit. But don't worry. A lot of these people are newcomers because it's a new channel. Undoubtedly, this will slow down. Like I said, we're going to have a 24-hour sub mode on this channel. There's going to be less people who are going to be talking. Right now, we got a lot of incomer trolls and stuff that are not going to be here. So don't worry about that. For now, yes, that is a problem, Jade. I agree. It's going to calm down. So no worries there. Shout out to Eternal Napalm, who just became a channel member. And shout out to Dr. Mark, who became a channel member. So periodically, I will be checking and improving your comments during this live stream. Normally, I won't have to. Normally, you guys are going to be here submitting stuff all week, right? Once you're a member, you're a member. You'll be able to submit stuff all week long. This is the first stream ever, okay? We got 190 likes. So first of all, I owe you guys a bubble blow. Let's do that. There you go.
I gotta be honest, between him and Wings and this whole bubble blowing thing, I don't know who's more pathetic. It's equally bad. You know what I mean? It's just equally bad. Like they should do a podcast together, call themselves the Lolcow Brothers, and talk about their perpetual failure on the internet and how all these people stalk them and are trying to ruin their lives and shit. They should just do that. People would tune in. People would tune in, right? The restreamers are gonna get their piece. I mean, you guys aren't really part of the economy. As this lolcow economy, I should say. Theoretically, you guys kind of are the economy. So, you might as well. Whatever.
And we hit 200 likes. I'll do it again. We're 7 likes away from hitting the tier 2 likes goal, in which case I'll do a second blow. Okay? Now, thanks for the YouTube side stuff. Let's do shout outs for tips, because tips very much are still available as a way to contribute, even though memberships are huge on this channel, right? They're giant. All right? And by the way, memberships, super chats, super stickers, super thanks, gifted memberships, tips, all enabled on the channel. You can contribute in those ways. They're all available, and it's just like DSP Gaming. You'll see the pop-ups for the super chats. I'll do manual pop-ups for the tips. It's all the same way that it works on DSP Gaming. Okay? Oh, by the way, I just went ahead and got another 100 likes. We're at 209, so it's time for a second bubble blow back-to-back. Whoa, look, 3D. 3D bubbles. Look at that. Very nice. Very cool. Okay, so shout outs for tips. Let's do those. And then what we'll do is I'll see what you guys are submitting. We'll do a little bit of talk, Q&A. You'll field your questions about what you think about the new channel, your ideas for it. I'm open to suggestions. And then what we'll do is we'll actually set up and maybe do some React content. Like I said, today's a dry run. So I want to do some reacting on the channel and see how it works out. Okay. Okay. So, shout outs. Our first tip of DSP Reacts is a $50 anonymous tip. Completely anonymous. Thank you to the $50 tipper. Here we go. Appreciate that. Which means it is Gunner Glass's time. Jade, again, do not worry. I think that things are definitely going to slow down. Today is the big launch event. Things will slow down and will not be super crazy every single time that we stream here. It's just today's the new event. People want to get in on this. A lot of trolls want to come in and say their shit, get banned, and then they're out of here for good. So, no worries there. Okay, I'm very happy that Nightbot is working now. Thank goodness. Okay. Gunner Glass's time. Thank you very much to the anonymous $50 tipper. It was very generous. We're at $61 in tips right now and climbing. Thank you, thank you. Okay. All right. Our next contribution is a $2 tip for Big Papa Pump. I'm excited to be here for the start. Have an awesome day, Phil. Thank you, Big Papa Pump. You know, I think what'll happen is there's going to be some people who, you know, love all the content I do. And then there's going to end up being some people who are down for just the gaming. And then there's going to be some people who are just really enjoying the reacting stuff, right? And so they'll be here for the react style content, but maybe they won't care about the gameplay. And that's fine. Because like I said, I think I actually last year, I gained a new audience. People who actually wanted to see some new stuff from me. But sadly, because that content was lumped into all the other content on DSP Gaming, it got lost in the shuffle. And so it was great that I did some reacting stuff, but then it wasn't consistent and people lost interest. And you know, how often do I do react stuff? Not very often. Well, now it's going to be guaranteed once a week. Guaranteed. And then once a month, one big event. And then also some interviews tossed in from now and then. And I think it's going to be good. Okay? Oh, by the way,
the views after the first few of those things, they're going to tank. And he's going to see it, and he's going to realize that it's all going to fail. And then he's just going to go back to what he did with DSP Street Fighter. Well, what's the point of me putting all this stuff on this channel? And this channel's not really like making a lot of money for me when I can just go ahead and lump it all back on DSP Gaming, your primary source, your final destination, if you will, given how dead it is over there anyway, for all of the, for everything DSP. Like, I'm guaranteed, I can't guarantee it, but sooner than later, it's going to sound something like that. If he just doesn't outright quit. Because this launch already sounds like shit. It already sounds terrible. It doesn't sound well thought out. His execution is certainly very poor. So I don't have too much faith in this. Life must be hard as a dent.
Also, throw this in there. Ladies and gentlemen, Ask the King will now be here on DSP Reacts. It only makes sense that my bi-monthly dedicated Q&A show will be here on DSP Reacts. Why wouldn't it be? You know, it used to be on this old vlogging channel. It's now going to come back over here. Rather than it be lumped in with the gameplay over on DSP Gaming, it'll now be here. The one piece of content that's going to stay on DSP Gaming is the Level 1 podcast and the playthroughs. That's always going to stay on DSP Gaming.
He needs the pre-stream up there because he knows that the detractor trolls, haters, and critics, that's where a lot of the viewership's going to get pulled from. So he's not willing to part with the podcast or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That kind of makes sense, but it kind of don't. Because if that's the case, then if you're going to do reaction events on DSP or on DSP React, why don't just have a pre-stream there on that day? You know what I'm saying? It's only going to be a couple times a month anyway. Who gives a shit? But he won't do that because he needs the 1,000+ views that the Bottom Bitch podcast brings in. He can't part with that. Oh, that's so pathetic.
But all the other kind of reacting, vlogging style stuff will be over here. Okay? Good. All right. Our next tip, let's see here, from Snow Carl. I'm excited for this react style content. I feel I have to say, I don't think it's fair. Those who are members have to be paid and not be limited by slow mode. When we want to chat, I feel it's a bit steep, to be honest. Makes supporting... No, that's exactly the same on DSP Gaming. What are you talking about? It's literally the same. And it's a 10-second slow-mo. If you don't think 10 seconds is reasonable, then I don't know what to tell you. You're literally, what you're saying, you'd also be complaining about DSP Gaming. It's set up exactly the same way. And you don't complain over there. So your complaint is not...
I mean, DSP Gaming's already dead, though. So what he's trying to say, and I get it, is that if you're trying to give yourself a fresh start with a new product or a new line of products, if you will, why go ahead and be stuck? Why go ahead and transfer those limitations that you have on one channel over to another? It doesn't make any sense. I get what Snow Carl's trying to say. DSP don't get it because it goes against his authority and whatnot, and it goes against his ego. He's trying. Remember, protecting the protecting the king pig is like the priority at all times. There is no getting around that. And that's where the problem is. Yeah, he's dealing with it, or they're dealing with it over on DSP Gaming, but you see how dead that chat is at any given time. And go to any restreamer who's restreaming DSP at any given time, that chat is fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? The restreamers chats are always on point, but DSP's chats are fucking garbage. And that's why most restreamers do the side-by-side shit, so you can see exactly how dead DSP's chat is compared to everybody else. So he really should take heed to that. Because what the fuck does 10 seconds do anyway? Why? So you can go ahead and try to grab a troll or whatever? You're like Tevin said once, your chat isn't that live. It's not that serious.
I reject your complaint, Snow Carl. Complaint, reject it. Okay, let's continue. I received a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. I guess 1 Minute Man found his way to the channel. I'm glad. I was a little nervous that regulars who don't pay attention might not even know that we're doing something different today. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. By the way, did that animation play? It did. The animations are working. This is excellent.
I mean, granted, you should have tested the animations before you launched this in the first place. Secondly, how is fucking 1 Minute Man or whatever he's going by not going to know about it? Stop. Stop. I'm surprised he hasn't gifted a shitload of memberships from the jump. I'm surprised there isn't like 20 or 50 fucking gifted subs or memberships being thrown out there. But then for gifted memberships, don't you have to like, you have to actually accept it, right? If not, then the money gets refunded back to whoever gifted it, or did they lift that stipulation? I'm curious, because I remember DSP was bitching about that when the gifted memberships first started and whatnot, because it's not like Twitch where you can just give it to anybody that's in the ether. You know, you have to be willing to accept it.
So I get this up to $84 a tip so far today. Thank you, everybody.
And now I think about it, that makes it even worse, because this idiot has a 24-hour stipulation for anybody in the chat, right? Don't you also have to participate in the chat to even, qualify to be even gifted a membership? If that's the case, then 24-hour mode just yet again is continuing as a continuation of just bad business decisions being made. If that is the case, of course.
Thank you, 1 Minute Man. Okay. Cool. By the way, I do have to answer some questions. For example, I know one of the questions that's going to pop up is, if you do have a dedicated React channel, what is incentive for someone to pledge to your Patreon to get a private React? I have a very good answer for that, my friends. A very good answer for that, and it's coming. So don't worry. But let's continue with the shout-outs first. Okay? Okay.
I told y'all. I told y'all. I'm not sure if he's going to say exactly what I think. I don't know if what his answer is going to match up to what my answer is. But I smell spam in the air. I smell spam in the air.
I received a $1 tip. Again from Snow Carl. Hold on. You should never lock React events behind a member goal on your main channel. They will no longer ever be tied to the DSP Gaming ever again. All React content is tied here, and React content is based on scheduling here and members. That's it. It's not going to be, there's no, oh, we have to hit a certain amount of something to do a React. That's never happening ever again. Reacts will now be here, and this is the dedicated place for them. That is the thing of the past. There will continuously be monthly events over on DSP Gaming. They will not be tied to React content whatsoever. It's separate now. There you go. So your first criticism, I completely reject. Your second criticism, I accept, and I directly respond in a positive manner. I agree with you. Those days are done.
So
there you go.
Okay, so yet again, so we're bleeding. So yet again, we're definitely double tapping, right? We're double tapping because the I guess whatever member goals or whatever I mean, everything on this fucking reaction channel is a member's goal if you think about it, but or based on member contributions. But yeah, we're literally just cannibalizing our own fan base. You're not going to draw any new people into this shit. But then, more importantly, what about the people on DSP Gaming who don't give a fuck about the reaction shit? Like, who really just don't care? And maybe they would occasionally be willing to put up with some of the reaction shit to hit a monthly goal just to, you know, stick it to people, or just to help you out or whatever. Now there's no incentive to do so. Now there's no reason to give DSP charity for the quote-unquote big events that pertains to reactions or whatever, because now that's on a whole separate channel. So if anybody wanted to throw sympathy bucks over there, they don't have to do it anymore. And that's going to cut into some type of percentage if you think about, you know, his monthly pity bucks. I'm anxious to see how that's going to work in the long term. That's going to be interesting.
Okay. Thank you, Snowcrawl, for the tip. All right. To continue, there's a $2 tip from Mishael. Do we just post the YouTube link? You do. You post the YouTube link. If you want, Mishael, here's a great suggestion. If you're a member and you're nominating a video for me to watch, give a little bit of background too. Say, so this is a video about so-and-so, and it's really funny because of this. And
no, don't do that. First off, let me give you guys a bit of lore. That right there is the same tactic he tried to use when he tried to take the tractor content down back in 2017, leading to 2018. He didn't just want the person or persons. There's one person at least confirmed. It wasn't that he wanted the name of the video and the URL. He wanted a detailed description as well as timestamps on what was said and what was the timestamp for it, so he could have it, so it was easier for him to flag it down. This right here is the same concept, because if he can get someone acclimated into doing something like this on this level, then he can make it even easier to flag content down later on if he deems it fit to do so. That's what this is. I almost skipped that. I almost, in the bliss of my SnortBucks coffee here, I almost fucking tapped out on that for a minute. Excuse me. I almost let that snort fly away in the wind. That's what that nonsense is. Don't do that. Just send him the title, and for any dents out there, just send him the fucking title, send him the URL, and then just let him deal with it. You're already paying him. You shouldn't have to go this far to get him to do something for you. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Maybe if there's a moment in the video you want me to watch particularly, I strongly recommend that you timestamp the moment. All right? This is a key factor, because if you post up an hour-long video, I'm just going to hit play at the beginning, and if it's not interesting, you see, you're going to want to give me the time that you think is the more important time to watch. See what I'm saying?
It doesn't even have to be an hour. It could be shorter than that, and he'll still do it. But more importantly than that, you shouldn't be recommending hour-plus videos to him anyway, unless you're planning on paying the $50 or whatever it costs to get that done on Patreon. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much, Mishael. And by the way, I will review. I'm sure you members, there are over 20 members now. I'm sure you guys are posting up stuff, and I will approve it. Don't worry. Got another tip here, a $5 tip.
Actually, I don't know why I'm fucking helping you dents out. But for some of the dents of you dents that are listening to this, you know what? If you're gonna go through that much trouble to fucking have to give him timestamps or whatever, go out there, find your own videos, and edit those bitches together, and then just send it to him that way. Just do it like that, to be honest, and you'll probably get more bang for your buck. If you're willing to pay this idiot and then do the additional work of timestamping it and giving him a detailed description and all that nonsense, then you can just easily download the video yourself, cut what you want to cut out, and then put it together, and then, you know what I'm saying, edit it together and then send it to him. It's easier that way. This way you get exactly what you want. If there's 4 or 5 videos that you want him to react to, or portions within those 4 or 5 videos, then just cut out what you want and do it that way. And you're more than likely to get more bang for your buck. Even though in the end, you're going to get ripped off either which way. But at least you have a better opportunity that way. That's just my opinion, of course.
Okay, this one is from, no name, $5 anonymous tip. You thought about doing react or review style content centered around new TVs and shows? It'd be cool to hear your thoughts on the Last of Us HBO series, for instance. You know, I'm limited to what I can do based on what I have access to. You know, I don't have HBO Max. I don't really have plans to get it. And let's say, for example, there is a show that we all talk about and we collectively agree, wow, we would love to hear Phil do a react on each week when the show comes out. We want
First off, you don't even have to watch it on HBO Max. I think you can just catch that on HBO. On top of that, there are fucking clips of that shit all over fucking YouTube. So it's, you know what I'm saying? You could easily find a playlist that has all of a whole episode that's paced together, or that's been, edited to, that's been split up over like 10 parts. And you can essentially do it that way if you really want to go down that route. If money is really an issue, which apparently it is. So there's that. And more importantly than that, I mean, it doesn't have to just be the Last of Us shit, because he's going to nitpick that shit all to hell, because it's probably not anything. Actually, I know it's not. It doesn't follow the video game in particular. But no show really does, to be honest. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's better shows out there to choose, though. There are way better shows out there to choose. Not to say that Last of Us is shit, because it's not. It's just, like, if any of you have watched any of it, you already know where DSP is going to go with that shit. You already know what he's going to nitpick all to hell and this, that, and the third. So, I don't know if that's really worthwhile, to be honest. And I don't think he watches Game of Thrones, nor has he read it. So, that's kind of out, too, amongst other things. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But he's broke, though, right? Like, he barely has enough money for him and Catherine to be able to go out for a meal once a week. So, how the fuck's he going to, you know, how's he going to afford, what, $20 a month or whatever? Like, how's he gonna pull that? You know what I mean? How's he gonna do that if he doesn't already have it?
That's the kind of content that would be a great video series. Once a week, Phil does a video on the new Last of Us episode. Okay, as long as we all talk about it and we collectively agree upon it ahead of time, and then I can plan for it and do it. Yes, but I'm not gonna just, you know, commit to that until we collectively work on that and say, yes, that's something. Because
no, example, what this is you idiot, I don't want to have to spend money to make money. Okay, that's what that is. You pay REEEEEE. I don't have to go off and pay nobody else. I shouldn't have to pay for something else to profit off of you. That's really what this is. That's why he's so hesitant. So, whatever.
That's cost. For me to get the monthly subscription to HBO Max is what, $10, $15 a month? So as long as we're getting value out of it, if there's a show on there to watch and I get it for, you know, 2-3 months so I can watch the show and do a video series on it, yes, that's acceptable. Okay?
So, wait, why can't you just get HBO Max or whatever, and just for you and Catherine's personal enjoyment? Why is everything got to be written off as a business expense?
By the way, another factor that we'll definitely need to talk about is how do we do these shows? For example, I feel there should be one big react a month. For example, you know, right now members are voting on the June the King documentary that they want to see me react to first at the end of this month. And I'm glad. Please vote. If you're a member, please vote. Okay? But outside of that, I want to do DSP versus the internet, my weekly clips reaction show once a week. But when do we do it? Do we do it on a weekend or do we do it on a weekday? Is it or is it a night stream? How do we figure that out? What's the best time to do DSP versus the internet? Okay. Another factor. Okay. As you can see, this channel is brand new. A lot of the assets I've carried over to the channel are brand new completely. All right. But a lot are reused. My emotes right now are completely reused from DSP Gaming. By the way, with the members we got today, we probably unlocked another 1 or 2 emote slots. So I can add more emotes. But
yeah, again, this poor planning. The thing about his arm, that's I don't know. That shit always annoys me. It really annoys me why he has to have his arm out like that. I never understood that shit. It's weird. It's just really weird. Anyway, there's no new assets on this channel except for maybe this DSP-REEACks bullshit. Other than that, the channel itself isn't even new. Let's be honest. And more importantly, if you've been planning this shit for a fucking month, you couldn't get someone to go ahead and get you emotes or make you some quick emotes and shit that you could have used for it? Jesus Christ. You could have just gone to Kiwi Farms and taken some. There's some great ones on Kiwi Farms. You could have just taken them from over there. Or Reddit. But no. But yet we've been planning this for a month. Or since last year. Or whatever his fucking excuse was. Jesus Christ. It's like slightly used assets. No. This whole shit is fucking lazy. It just reeks of laziness. Holy shit. And I can say that.
Channel. I need people to make artwork that says things such as DSP reacts, DSP versus the internet, DSP asks it. And then I can use that artwork for the pre-rolls, for the thumbnails, you know, those kind of things. I just announced it today. So if anyone's interested, I am open to submissions for that kind of stuff. Okay.
Oh, so same thing as DSP Gaming, right? We're not gonna throw a couple bucks at anybody and try to commission it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, some of his fan art is actually pretty good. It's better than what he deserves, certainly. But we're still not gonna offer nobody anything, right? Just everybody do it for free. You're telling me, right? This idiot, he couldn't have gone to the guys or to the people or individuals who already give him free shit. Right? He couldn't have gone and gotten them into a Discord or some shit and be like, hey, I'm working on this new thing or whatever. I need you guys to keep this shit super hush-hush. And would you guys be willing to make me some peripherals so that I could go for it? And I got two things that makes me wonder about why that didn't happen. A, he don't trust none of them. He doesn't trust any of them. Doesn't have a lick of trust in them. He thinks that they are already in contact with the tractors. Maybe some of them are, but he don't trust them for nothing. He didn't trust them for anything. He was probably scared they were going to leak everything. So that's probably why that happened. And two, or the second one, is that by doing it all at the last fucking minute, one, he didn't really think any of this out. So we're completely, fucking shooting from the piggy hip. But two, the desperation or the urgency is really on to get these things made. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if he's planning on doing content almost every week for this channel, well, shit, I don't have time he doesn't really have time to think about that. I just want to try to help Phil out. So I'll just go ahead and whip together whatever I whip together because he's going to accept it anyway. You know what I'm saying? DSP doesn't really care about the aesthetic as long as there's something there to be the aesthetic. So, you know what I'm saying? So it benefits him either which way, if you think about it. So in truth, it could be just a combination of both.
Don't have to do it, but if you'd like to take a stab at it, there's been many people over the years who've made fun fan art and other things that have made these channels look great, and I would very much, be open to that. All right? No, these channels are different. I'm going to reiterate. DSP Gaming and DSP REEACks are two separate channels. There's no crossover. There's no, oh, this will apply to this channel, this applies to this channel. No. All right? If anything, maybe one thing what we can do, you want me to react to one of my old playthroughs or something? That would be kind of neat. Imagine a special event where I react to an old playthrough of mine. We watch it back and I laugh at how bad the gameplay and the commentary is and shit like that. But that would be the crossover. It's separate things entirely. You understand? They're not the same. Shout out to Moxerus, who just became a channel member. I appreciate that, Moxerus. Okay. This was my very old vlogging channel. Being asked, what was this channel? This was my very old vlogging channel. That, ran for, 10 years? And then last year, I basically stopped using it. It literally sat here unused for over a year. Just gathering dust. No videos, nothing. So now, this is back. It's back as a regular channel that will be used as for content, okay? Sonic SLM did a super chat. Give me a second here. I'm waiting for it to pop up so I can read it. And I'm going to approve some more comments while I do that. Wow, you guys are submitting a bunch of videos. Thank you. Look at this. Here's a link to a viral video. Here's a link. This is exactly what I want. We're going to do this.
See how useless he is without other people hoof holding him? He can't do anything by himself. And then he's talking about viral videos. Just because you react to it don't mean it's going to do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? The days where I honestly think the days where the reaction channels basically had the run of the mill, it's not like that anymore. I don't think. I'm not saying that you can't be successful depending on what you perceive to be successful, obviously. But not to say that you can't get traction by reacting to videos, but I think the days of milk and honey that he wanted to shit on because he thought it was lazy content or whatever. He said that just recently. You know what I'm saying? That motherfuckers don't want to put in a full work day. They think they can stream and throw out a video or two and that's it. Anyway, whatever. But I think those days are over. And yet again, he's jumping on maybe not a dead trend, but on a trend that's been on the decline for a while. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. And yet again, all you're doing is he's really doing this for the audience that he already has, however little they are, not to really draw in new people. That's not what's going to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like DSP, if you've seen any of his other reaction videos, you know he can't make anything fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? He'll try to overanalyze it, or he'll try to over Pigsplain it and whatever to try to show like he has some type of superiority over it. In a lot of ways, he thinks he's better than the very content, or he's going to think he's better than the very content that he's watching. Well, that's not fun. That's not what people are coming. That's not how a reaction works. But he don't get that. And one of the reasons why that is because his content has been mocked. So why would he give someone else a chance that he feels that he was never given? He's a spiteful little pig, so, you know, don't expect too much out of it.
I'm approving a ton of comments and a ton of suggestions. This is excellent. Thank you guys for the 24 members and climbing. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for supporting already on here on launch day. I think what will happen is you guys are going to see me do a dry run. And if you like it, you're probably going to want to become a member now. Shout out to Wonder Big Thunder, who just gifted a membership, and it went to Hybrid. Congratulations on Hybrid on that gifted membership. Very nice. Jade is taking off. Jade, thank you for coming by. Sorry that the chat's going so fast today. Ultimately, this is the only day it's really going to do that. Trust me, it's not going to be like this every time. It'll calm down. All right? So thank you, Jade, for being here. Thanks for joining. And, you know, hope to see you soon. Sorry that...
okay, now, is that Jade or is that Jaden? I can't remember. Maybe it's the same person. DSP cut his name down. But isn't... if it's who I think it is, his father is like editor-in-chief at what is that magazine? Game Informer? That's the guy who's... that guy right there is dating his mom or whatever. It makes me wonder... If that's the case, why didn't DSP try to probe? Let's reword that. Why didn't DSP try to propose to Jaden to see if he could if Jaden could somehow get his mom's boyfriend to try to do an interview with him and get that shit into Game Informer magazine? Now I know it's laughable, of course it is. But if it's the same Jaden that I think it is, I think his name is Jaden. It would have been funny. It'd have been funny if that's what DSP is plotting to do, because it doesn't get no easier than that. I mean, granted, where would they? I mean, you know, they could probably put that in a throwaway issue, whatever. But Game Informer magazine has really it stepped itself up. As it pertains to game publishing over the years, they've kind of brought themselves in a pretty good position for the most part. I'm not saying they're the leading source, but you know they're a lot more respectable than just kind of like a throwaway magazine that you got with a GameStop membership. You know they've got a little bit more They're a little bit more certified. They got a better certification, I should say, as it pertains to some of the stuff they do now. So I wonder if that's something DSP's plotting for, and that's something that he thought he might have been able to line up for himself during the interview saga, and it didn't happen. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just curious. Oh shit, I forgot all about that. But anyway, better sooner than later, I guess. But I'm wondering if that is a thing. I wonder if that was a thing.
The speed of the chat was bothering you. Okay. Okay. So Sonic SLM did a super chat, which I should get him up on the leaderboard as the first super chatter. There were others, but they were all troll idiots. Okay. And now we're at 24 members. I can start tracking this now. Sweet. There is no members goal. Right now, we're just trying to build a nice member base for people to support, submit content for the channel. That's it. There's no members goal on this channel. Okay? It's brand new. All right, Sonic SLM says, you should do it, The Last of Us. It's wildly popular. You'll make your HBO subs back easily. This is basic business. You live in Seattle, Season 2 banked. I mean, that is true. Season 2 will take place in Seattle. That's correct. It is taking place in Seattle. Right. Okay. Can I tease who the potential interviewee might be? No, I'm not going to tell you nothing yet. Because now that the channel is launched, and if you guys like the idea, we're going to talk. We're going to have a fun Q&A and interaction here, and I'm going to react to some videos. Once this is in the bag, then I'm going to start reaching out to other people.
Actually, let's cut the shit. I mean, it being in Seattle doesn't really matter, even though, Catherine might want to actually go out there and see it get filmed on one of those film days or whatever. That'd probably be a cool experience for her. But he won't do that, so, she's going to have to stay in the, fucking A. What's the word I'm looking for? Not barn. In the stable. So, unfortunate. But, what fucking channel is Velma on? I don't know if that's HBO or not. It might be. I don't know. I can't remember now, but, whatever. I can't sit down and watch that trash. I can't watch that shit. I mean, I've tried, but it's so bad. And I initially thought that was the purpose of it. It was supposed to be so bad that it was meant to be bad to get people just to hate on it to bring viewership in. But fuck that show. That shit's so it's so fucking bad. Anyway, here's my point. I wouldn't mind seeing DSP rant about that bullshit. I want to see Phil do some fake virtue signaling on that show over Velma. I'd be willing to see that. That might be interesting. Because it's just shitty enough to be right down his alley, if you will. But also, there's more than enough there that he could try to virtue signal to prove that he's not the racist that everybody knows he is. I'd be curious to see how that play. I'd be curious to see how that would play out. That'd be interesting.
Maybe get like 4 people on deck to do like maybe an interview a month, right? And see how it goes. And talk with you guys, hash it out.
And truth be told, now I think about it, I've been thinking about the interview thing too. Think about the 2 people that have been easy for him to try to draw in for an interview. Boogie and Wings. Those would be like the 2 easiest people. But then again, I don't know how he gonna feel about talking to them because if you think about it, if you really think about it, right? Like I definitely need to do a video on it because I don't think I have. But if you really think about it, DSP fucked both of those guys out of $50,000 a piece. I don't know how eager you might be to want to talk to them guys. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, it's not even the 50 grand. The 50 grand was just a sign-on bonus. Who knows what actual money he really fucked them out of. He could have, if you really think about it, he potentially could have fucked those guys out of $100,000 a piece. You know what I mean? And then theoretically, let's say they did come on. Let's say they were like, okay, yeah, Phil, I'll come on over there and talk to you, whatever. And then, Boogie could probably get away with it because he's absolutely fucking manipulative. he could probably he would probably spend a good amount of time trying to convince DSP that, you know, hey, we can still salvage this show. Because truth be told, yet again, DSP is an absolute fucking idiot. We all know this, but he's short-sighted as fuck. Because he's crying and complaining about, I don't want to go on a show called, or I don't want to do a show called the Lol Cow Cast or whatever, or casting with lol cows or whatever the fuck the name was going to be. I just made those up, but whatever. I don't want to do that. I'm more than that. Yada yada yada. Well, dumbass, this was your opportunity to prove it. Just because it has a fucking name, has a name that implies something, doesn't mean you couldn't be more than that. And see, that's his problem. His dumbass fucking ego got hung up on a name. That doesn't mean it has to be the premise. He got hung up on the name, and he got hung up on who he was going to have to slum for. Instead of just taking the money and maybe proving that you're not the lol cow that everybody says you are. Of course you are. You're never going to be able to unprove that, Phil. But still, you know? And you would have had a hard time outshining Boogie and Wings anyway. I think that was one of the main reasons why he didn't want to go on there. Because he knew he wasn't going to be able to outshine those two guys. I don't think so. To be honest, both of those guys are way more approachable than DSP is. First off and foremost. You know what I'm saying? They're both idiots. But they have their categories where they can shine in. DSP doesn't even have that. And more importantly, the trolling aspect, right? If he could have had a show, or if he could have had an episode where he could really convey, you know, the type of harassment and what it's done to him and how it feels or whatever, and someone really grasped upon that and were able to really get that bitch moving, yeah? Dude, that right there is what gets you into a Moist Critical interview, maybe. Or that raises your stock, I should say, for a more in-depth interview with anybody. It doesn't have to be Moist Critical, it could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't realize that he has no value. So you have to make yourself valuable. You have to make yourself a commodity. You have to give people a reason to want to speak to you. Everything that he believes is of value is useless. It doesn't mean shit. You can go to a detractor, troll, hater, or critic, and it can be better and more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So he has to create the demand. Just because you have all these people out here that do content on you or talk about you or whatever, doesn't mean that your stock is worth anything. That's just better advertising for them and gives them something to look for, and it gives that detractor more motivation, I guess, to really, you know, keep an eye out for whatever dumbness you might do later. That's really what it comes down to. That doesn't actually bring you any actual value. You have to make yourself valuable. And he can't do that. And I think he knows he can't do that. So I think that's the real reason. But I wouldn't be, but you know, think about it. That might be one of the two people that he's trying to get on for an interview. I can see Wings, definitely agreeing to do it. Boogie, who could say? But I could definitely see Wings agreeing to do it.
Cash out, then I can start telling you. But right now, it would make no sense right now to be giving you information on that. Okay, more shout outs to do. I got a $1 tip here. Oh, let's see here. This is confusing. Will DSP Gaming members get access to member threads here? No, they're completely separate channels. There's no React content on DSP Gaming, and there's no gaming content on DSPReacts. They're separate. They're separate entities. You can become a member here, have all access to all the content here, being a part of all of it, right? But that has nothing to do with DSP Gaming, and vice versa, you see? Eventually, what I would like to do, I would like to have new emotes for here. I would like to have, instead of the chat, I mean, I like the chat crowns, don't get me wrong, they're very nice, but if people have ideas, instead of chat crowns, we do something different to show that you've been a member of DSPReacts, like that would be pretty neat, right? You know what I'm saying? I have some logos that I could do that are DSPReacts logos. They look like this, but they're various colors. I think there's one that's like blue, pink, you know, different colors, and maybe they could change each month depending on how long you've been a member. We could do that if you like that, but I don't know if you want DSPReacts next to your name in the chat. People seem to like the crowns because they're not intrusive. You see what I'm saying? They like that. It's something generic. We could think of something better. I would do that. You know what I mean? But I know right now you're like, well, I don't understand. The emotes look the same and the crowns are the same. You're right. That's because I don't have anything newly designed, and I would have spoiled the whole channel if I did. You see? So right now,
goddamn, you're an idiot. Okay, so instead of a crown, you couldn't give them different color scepters, different color swords, different shields with different type of emblems on it, or whatever the case may be, depending on the theme that you're trying to go for. Like, there's a bunch of ways that you could go about this, and it sounds like it's just going to go back to being just crowns all over again. Like I said, and that's what I was saying. He don't have any imagination. Like, that's his problem. There's no creativity to him because he's never had a need to. He could just have someone else do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can try to, like, I know people like to say that he talk, that he sound real good and he talk that talk, I guess. But, you know what I'm saying? The energy he give off is just unfamiliar. Like, he'll never be able to follow through on something unless someone else is pulling him to it. Or pushing and pulling him, to be honest. That's really what it comes down to. Like, I don't, and I know I go really, really hard on people who say that, the dude's got pride, but he doesn't have any pride. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't even motivate himself, really. He puts all of this emphasis on you, or on other people, or whatever, to elevate him and lift him up. Even going down to the videos that you recommend. He wants the title, he wants the URL, and then he wants a detailed description and timestamps. That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot to ask, to be honest. If I want you to react to this video, go through the video on your own time, since you're already gonna vet it or screen it anyway, and you pick out what the fuck is funny about it. You see what I'm saying? Like it's more than what it's worth. It's more than what it's worth. Even this is just coming down to being just lazy content. Just outright fucking lazy content.
So, no, and there's not going to be. I want to separate the gaming content from the React content. The React content did really well last year, and I wanted to have a home for it, and I wanted to branch out and do more of it, which is exactly what we're doing by having 3 different React shows, not just one. Okay? I think what really should take off, honestly, is probably the weekly show. The weekly show where once a week it's DSP versus the internet, for a dedicated show where I just sit here and I watch clips that you guys submit. And, I think it's going to be a great show, and you never know what I'm going to watch. Every week could be completely different, right? That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. I received a $50 tip from NDO103. Will you be re-uploading DSPReacts videos on the DSP Gaming channel to DSPReacts? That's an interesting question. Probably not. I think what stands should stand where it is, right? I don't think it would make sense to delete and re-upload somewhere else, nor does it make sense to have the same videos in 2 different spots on the internet. It would be too confusing. I think what's on DSP Gaming for now is just there forever, all right? And then everything now moving forward will now be on DSPReacts. I don't think that I want to have it in 2 places, nor do I want to delete from one and put somewhere else. You see what I'm saying?
No one said you have to delete it. Just private that shit, or unlist it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, his fucking channel is so cluttered anyway that you can barely find that shit regardless. You know what I'm saying? You really have to spend some time actually looking for those reaction videos, unless you go to the playlist, and even then, it's probably buried under God knows how much other garbage. So, make of that what you will.
So there you go. Let's see here. So thank you.
I think another reason why he doesn't want to do it that way is because he wants to be able to point back at something and say, "Look, it was successful here. You guys made it successful over here, so why can't you make it successful over here?" I think that's another reason why he doesn't want to do it either.
Yeah. We have hit our hat goal, which means you guys get to vote on a hat for me to wear today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a poll. So which hat is DSP-REEACK Premier best? The Los Santos cap, the beret, the cowboy hat, or... Let's see here. Did I wear that recently? No, I didn't. The Punisher beanie. Okay. No, I just wore the football helmet yesterday. I'm not wearing that today. There you go. So Los Santos cap, the beret, the cowboy hat, or the Punisher beanie. There we go. Thank you guys for your support. Overwhelming support of the very first ever piece of content here on DSP-REEACKS. I appreciate this. Okay. Okay. Continuing on. Maddie Ice did a super chat. Since Wings stole your bubbles, can we have a celebratory finger sniff? Absolutely not. That's really disgusting. But thank you, Maddie Ice, for the super chat. Another super chat for Spartaneous one. Will Cat get involved in anything here? Hey, you know what? Spartaneous one, it's exactly like the same line of reasoning that I have on DSP Gaming applies to DSP-REACKS. If there ever comes a time...
Like that sneaky finger sniff you just had there. Just tell him no. Just be honest and tell him no. How many times has someone brought this up to him? He keeps saying, oh, well, it's up to her, but, you know, she's still going through PTSD and shit over fucking a Halloween event that happened in, like, 2018. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, she's probably not coming back unless DSP is just really, really fucking desperate. Or something happens that messes with her convenience that would force her to do it. And truth be told, I don't honestly think she has the problem that DSP makes it sound like. I think, honestly, she probably wants to go back to making her own content. And he won't even let her do that. That's the real question these dents should be asking. Hey, why doesn't Kat do her own content? Or has she ever expressed any interest in wanting to do her own content again or going back to it? Oh, well, you know, we would consider it, but the trolling's so bad, man. And, you know, I don't want to have to put her through this. Shut that shit the fuck up. I'm telling you, he's scared that she's going to outshine him. That chick right there is, I mean, she's kind of given herself the same type of demand that Panda has to some degree. Like, there is so much that she could clarify. You know what I'm saying? Let alone verify. There's a lot of clarification that she could put out there. You know what I'm saying? If given just a couple of streams. You know what I'm saying? She goes out there. She can, if people don't bombard her and shit and let her be comfortable and whatnot, you know, she could be a fucking gold mine. But DSP ain't gonna let that happen. He wants to have the money funnel into him. The demand needs to be funneled over to him, not her. If he has a stream where he only pulls, I don't know, something pathetic, like $5 or $10, and she pulls $200, $250, $300, he gonna blow his fucking top. He can't have that. He's so scared and paranoid of her that he looks at her as competition. He's hindered that woman for the last couple years from streaming or making content because of his own insecurities. It was never about protecting Catherine. It was about protecting himself.
Where Kat feels that she wants to put herself into a piece of my content, whether we're reacting to videos together, whether it's anything, gaming, it's up to her. That's her choice and her prerogative. She's likely watched some of this, is watching this right now. She knows what's going on. You know, she's not oblivious to everything. She knows what's happening. So for her, if she ever wants to become a part of content, she is welcome. But I would never pressure her. We all know what happened many years ago with the harassment online and the fact that these idiots still continue it to this day. There's no reason for me to put that kind of pressure on her. And I refuse to. All right? Fair enough. Some more shout outs. Oh, the Berets winning the poll. Wow. We got a tip here. Huh?
Well, while you got that, yet again, that whole situation was his own fault. It really was. And see, he cornered himself too. And I've felt like this for a good while now, that he cornered himself because he hate-mongered, or he fear-mongered, I should say, the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? Clearly. And then he tried to turn it around. So he did that to try to keep her complacent. Hey, this is the reason why you can't stream on your own, because this is the harassment you're going to get. Then he turns around and says, oh, well, she was going to come back and spend the rest of a Halloween event with us, but Tevin fucked it up. It's Tevin's fault. That's a blatant lie, because if you look at the pre-streams in the weeks leading up to that event, he told us, hey, she's only going to be here for a little while, and then she has like a party or something she was going to. So she was only supposed to hang out for a little bit, and then she was going to go on her way and do her own thing. He told us that weeks in advance. And then when the situation happened, a situation that he knew was going to happen, he sits there and says, oh, it's Tevin's fault. And because, you know, a couple of those people can't even rub a couple of brain cells together, no one remembered any of that, right? It was just a throwaway line. And then he ends up getting a bunch of people getting deplatformed off Twitter, or off Twitch, sorry. He gets a bunch of people deplatformed off Twitch. Then, when he tries to present the idea further down the line of, oh, how about a cooking with the king and queen and all this, that, and the third, his audience was so pissed off over the supposedly it's Tevin's fault in situation that they didn't even want to stand behind it. They didn't want to stand behind really anything that he tried to propose from that time forward. He screwed himself up. He screwed himself up. And then on top of his, like I said, his insecurities and everything else, he put himself in a bad spot. He's literally trying to turn Catherine into a commodity, something that he controls. So she can't even have her own space on the internet. It has to be tied to him. It has to be tied to him. And if she gets victimized or whatever the case may be, oh well, as long as I profit. Matter of fact, taking you back to the lore, what did DSP say when she, before she even got there? Oh, I don't want to say too much about her or whatever the case may be because, people are going to harass her, people are going to troll her, and that's going to really suck, man, and I don't want anything bad to happen. When she's here, living with me, then we have each other. The trolling then it doesn't matter. If people try to troll her here or not, because at least we'll be here together. But I can't tell you guys anything about her or anything like that before she gets here, because if not, people will fuck it up. What DSP was saying, let me give you the piggy translation, is basically, I don't need anybody talking her out of coming here. That's what it was. I don't need anybody talking her out of coming here. Once she's locked into the Snort fort, she's a lifer. She's not getting out. This is Gouty death row. You know what I'm saying? You're leaving out of here in a pine box in Minecraft. You can't leave outside of that. That's what he wanted. It was all about control from the get-go. And that's how that's one of the things I should say. To tell you, this wasn't a relationship. This was an arrangement. This was convenience. This wasn't a relationship, because that's not how relationships are conducted. Not successful ones anyway.
It's a troll. By the way, the same policy actually applies here as DSP Gaming. I don't take troll bait. Absolutely not. So, absolutely not. I will not read your nonsense. Okay. No, and just to clarify, again, people are questioning. DSP REEACks, DSP Gaming are separate channels, separate projects, separate content. There's no crossover. All right, you understand that? If you support DSP Gaming, you're supporting the gaming content that you've loved all these years and the Level 1 podcast. If you support DSP REEACts, you're supporting the new weekly show called DSP versus the Internet, as well as one big monthly project of React, and this DSP Asks It interview series when I get it off the ground. That's the long-term goal for this channel, is to get that going, but I got to get everything else working first, you see? Okay. Shout out to Only Boba Tea, who became a channel member. Thank you very much, Only Boba Tea, for the channel membership. I appreciate that. Now we're at 25 members and climbing. Again, if you're a member, immediately go to the main channel page of DSP Reacts, and you have a couple threads to post up in. One is to vote on the big React event that'll happen at the end of February, and the other is to post up videos for me to react to today. Okay? Moxeris just did a super chat, said, where do I submit my video for your reaction? Literally right now, the main channel page, community tab. Actually, I think there's a member tab, correct? If you're a member, click on the members tab, and it should be right there. The post should be there. And you're going to post up. You're not going to see it there yet. I have to manually approve it, but I am manually approving it live during the stream. Okay? Kagome says, what about E3 week? Good question. Let's see what happens. I am not sold on doing live reacts to E3 content. I tried doing live react stuff to those things last year. It didn't really work. However,
it's not that it didn't work. He just didn't get the viewership he wanted on it. And he kept bitching and complaining about it. People asked him to do that when he was on Twitch, because that was something that people on Twitch did. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. So, and then this is the same idiot who said that, oh, E3's dead. E3's dead now. Even though I don't think Sony nor Microsoft is going to be there this year. Not that I don't even know if Nintendo's going to be there, to be honest with you. But then again, it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe it goes back to more of like your independent developers or your IPs, independent IPs or whatever, and build up from there. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably take a few years, but it could eventually get back to where it needs to be, essentially. But some people feel that E3 was on a decline before that. It's debatable. I don't know, but he's been on the fence for that forever. And here's the thing though too, as it pertains to it, this whole thing about he would watch the event and then he would give cliff notes and everything later, it was dumb. It was dumb. Like, why not? If you don't want to do it live, that's fine. You can go back and just go over a video. You can play the video and react to it like that later and whatever. And then you could actually open yourself up for discussions or whatever the case may be. But DSP keeps telling you, oh, I want to have something, thought out, which really means drawn out. And he thinks something like that's going to carry the day, and that's what makes it boring. You know what I mean? On top of his obviously fucking just stupid ass jokes that don't hit because they're not jokes. It's what he really feels, and he just tries to hide behind the concept of a joke, as most fucking people who think that way do. So it is what it is. But this is a perfect opportunity to do it now. If he was worried about DSP Gaming being threatened, he doesn't have an excuse now.
If I do DSP's recap and reactions, like I usually do every year, that content will be here on DSP Reacts. Yes, it will be here. That is correct. All right, you guys have voted on the beret. Shall I put on the beret? I guess so. The silly beret. Thank you for your support so far today. Very nice. Okay. Where is the beret? I gotta find it. Here it is. So, I think I should take the opportunity to approve some more comments and see how many videos have been submitted already. Wow, I look silly with this thing. Actually, now I look like I'm a director or something. I'm a snooty director. I'm here to react to your content. Wow. By the way, guys, thank you so much. I would already say this is a success, right? Like, you guys obviously seem to like the idea with the amount of views, the amount of people who like the stream, the people who are becoming members already, right? This is great. I'm happy because, would you like to know my honest take? I was nervous. I was nervous that I was going to announce this today and it wasn't going to go over very well. That you guys were, like, a lot of people were going to be negative. Here's the thing. I have not launched anything new on YouTube since 2016. Are you aware of that?
And this is why it's going to eventually fail. Because he's not going to get the response that he wants in the timely manner or when he feels that he should, and then he'll just give up on it. He's a quitter. He's always has been a quitter. He always will be a quitter. You know what I'm saying? He has no that's why he has no character. He is a character, certainly, but I mean, it's probably his character is probably closer to what he really is. But he doesn't have any character. And like I say, he don't want any struggle. He doesn't want any resistance. Everything just has to be easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how life works. And that's why he deals with the consequences that he deals with. If you really think about it, if you really listen to enough of this nonsense, DSP thought detractors were going to fade out a long time ago. I'm sure Chris Chan thought that dumb shit too. Didn't happen. It doesn't work that way. You give anybody a response, especially negatively, and they'll hound you till the end of time. He didn't want to improve himself. He just wanted to prove that everybody who was against them were idiots, they were wrong, they're the problem, not him, yada, yada, yada. Then years later, he wants to admit, oh, well, I was at fault for this, I was wrong for this, maybe I shouldn't have given it this much attention, you know, I get it now. Well, it's too late now. I don't give a hot fuck about what you think. You want mercy, go to church. You ain't getting that here. Definitely not for me. I'm sure you can find somebody sympathetic to you somewhere, but you ain't gonna find that here. You had a chance to try to change the narrative. You didn't want to do that. You thought you were the narrative. You thought you were the end-all be-all. And time is the ultimate monkey, and you lost that fight. And now you think you can go to a bigger platform, or you think someone else is going to give you some sympathy or whatever, and that's going to change things, and it's not. I don't have a problem with the person that you're doing the interview with, depending on who it is. But I don't have a problem with them. You're still the target. Who you do an interview doesn't change not a lick of anything. It really don't. And that person's not going to shield you. You know what I'm saying? They'll do the content with you or whatever the case may be. They'll post it and they'll move right on to whatever the next situation is. They're not going to be thinking of a follow-up. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be someone sympathetic to your cause. You're going to still be alone. Someone might throw you a fucking lifesaver, but no one's going to bring you on the ship. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be stuck out there. The SS Snort has sunk. And you're just fortunate that people keep throwing lifesavers at you to fucking tread water and shit. But you're never going to ever get pulled in. You're never going to make it to shore. Remember, let's use one of DSP's analogies. He's an island all in himself, or all to himself, if you will. You know, he just only cares about doing his own thing. Okay. And how'd that work out for you? Now you're trying to get yourself acclimated to getting back into society, and society has moved on. Society has passed you up. The game has changed.
Gaming. That was the last new thing I ever did on YouTube. So I was very, very nervous that I would launch this and no one would care. By the way, guys, thank you so much. I would already say this is a success, right? Like, you guys obviously seem to like the idea with the amount of views, the amount of people who like this stream, the people who are becoming members already, right? This is great. I'm happy because would you like to know my honest take? I was nervous. I was nervous that I was going to announce this today and it wasn't going to go over very well. That you guys were, like, a lot of people were going to be negative. Here's the thing. I have not launched anything new on YouTube since 2016. Are you aware of that? KO Gaming. That was the last new thing I ever did on YouTube. So I was very, very nervous that I would launch this and no one would care and be like, oh, this is stupid or whatever, you know. But it seems like you guys are really enjoying it, okay?
And you see how little he thinks of his audience? And you see how little he believes his audience thinks of him? That's not him. That wasn't him speaking of detractors. That was him speaking of the fan base as a whole. I'm not sure if you guys actually caught that or if that's actually like a realization. But that's what he means. He means that he thought people in his own audience, his own supporters, were going to shit on him. Look at how much of a negative piece of shit he is. That he doesn't have faith in the very people who watch him or give him money or support him or contribute, however you want to word that. He doesn't even have enough faith in them to believe that they'll support anything he does that's new. Or fresh, or whatever you want to call it. That's why he continues to stay stagnant. He doesn't even have faith in the people that he's trying to pander to. the people who actually support him. So why give them anything new? Why should he try if he believes that they believe, if he believes that they believe he's going to fail anyway? Think about that. That's kind of sick. That's a fucked up way of thinking about anything. And truth be told, anything that you try or you experiment with or whatever the case may be is just that. And you're not going to know if it's going to work or not until you do it. And more importantly than that, you should be doing it not just for your audience, but for yourself. You should be trying to grow. You should be trying to better yourself. But he doesn't think that way. He never really has. That's why this whole reaction channel paywall bullshit exists the way it does. That's why it's structured the way it does. If it fails, it's all their fault, and at least he gets his money up front. That's why it's structured the way it is. Minimum effort, maximum profit, and he can walk. And if it fails, if it fails, he can just walk away. He already got paid. He already got his money. So, oh well, you know, you guys failed me just like you did with KO Gaming. So you know, don't ask me to do anything new or try to experiment because you guys were the problem, not me. After all these years, I'm just telling you what the Pigsplaining is going to be. After all these years, you know, you guys have really demanded for me to try new things, and I'm trying. I'm trying as hard as I can, being here 6 days a week, and you know, trying to make ends meet, and I'm trying to do new things to bring new people in, and whatever the case may be. And you know, how do you bring new people in to support if the people here aren't doing it? Mark my words.
Here we go. I'm approving comments. I approved 4 more with 3 more video submissions. Perfect. Now, again, remember, all right, this is going to be me basically taking this stuff over the course of the week. You understand? Like, you guys are going to be submitting. If you're a member, you'll be submitting stuff over the course of this whole week. And I'll be manually approving your comments. Every day I'll be checking and approving new comments and approving new posts and all of that, right? So understand that'll be coming, okay?
And now I think about it too. Just yet again to show you how much of a fucking mongoloid this idiot is. He, if he was smart, he would have let off with the higher tiers, right? With the higher tier memberships because they seem to have the most power. But if he has 40 or 50 people, let's say, at the lower tiers, and he only has like 1 or 2 at the higher tiers, super or ultra, whichever, the people in the lower tiers will automatically win because there's more of them. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to need to do whatever he has to do to fill in the slots for that show, for that reaction show or whatever the case may be. So really, there is no real incentive of going into the super or ultra tier. If enough people stay at the lower tiers, they're fine. Matter of fact, here's the real scheme. If someone just gifts a bunch of tier 1 subs, let's say it that way. If people just gift a bunch of tier 1 subs, and that's it, there's no real incentive for any of the other people to go for super or for tier 2s or tier 3s, especially if they've already been gifted a tier 1. So no matter what, he could literally be financially cucked within his own system, and he may not even see that. That's hilarious. And that means everybody essentially gets the same rights no matter what. Because you can't weigh, you wouldn't, if you have 1 or 2 people at tier 2 and tier 3, but you got 60 at the lower tiers, that don't, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't balance out, and it doesn't give him any reason to give someone else a priority over somebody else. Wow. Yeah.
Do it today. This is just the dry run, and we are in a little bit here. I am actually going to do some reacting to the stuff that you guys are submitting, all right? Because there's a bunch of submissions already, which is great. Jade, I will see you on DSP Gaming. Sounds good, Jade. Tomorrow, everything, you know, goes back to DSP Gaming for gameplay and the Level 1 podcast and everything, okay? Cool. In fact, let me actually swap over accounts here. That was not what I wanted to click. Oops. Here we go. Haha, here it is. And I could go to my... I wanted to see how easily I can access my community tab. These apps have made things so cool. Seriously, the apps are making everything so useful right now. It's amazing. We already got 21 submissions. We already have 21 submissions for things you guys want me to react to today. We probably won't get to all of them.
Wow, really showing your age there, Phil. You're really showing your age there, buddy.
And you know, today begins a dry run to see how this works. All right. So right now, the members are voting what will be the big React event that I'm going to do at the end of this month. So far, 15% want to see the Channel Awesome documentary, 25% want to see the Toby Turner documentary, and a whopping 60% want to see me do the Pro Jared documentary. 60. That's huge. That's a lot. Holy shit. That's a ton. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Kyan Rinnell did a super chat saying, will I make edited content or all live streams? It is exactly the same as DSP Gaming. I can't edit. I don't even have a video editor. We're going to be doing it all like this, okay? So thank you for that super chat. Whoa! Spartanius one just did a super chat. Hypothetically, would you ever consider interviewing Andy Dick? Well, Andy Dick would actually need to be able to be tracked down. Right? Isn't it true he's like homeless now? I think it's true. And isn't he now being accused of like sexual crimes? So I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Okay, so you clearly have no clue what you're talking about. Isn't he homeless? It's fucking Andy Dick. Andy Dick has friends. Isn't he accused of sexual crimes? You got to be able to track him down. I think Andy has a fucking Twitter, to be honest. The dude's not homeless. If, like I'm saying, even if he himself has been kicked out of his own house, he has people. He has people that'll take him in. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. He's a fuck up, but he's a fuck up with friends. And as it pertains to the sexual charges, I wouldn't be surprised if those are true or not, but that doesn't really change much of anything when you think about it. So there's that. To be honest. There's that. As it pertains to the whole, we've talked about what my theory is as it pertains to the editing and what I think the future plans are, but the fact that he would still lie and say he doesn't have a video editor, despite the fact that there are a bunch of free ones online, and we've seen what his desktop looks like, so we know that he has 2 of them. He's just probably too lazy and too stupid to actually try anything. Goes a long way to see where... It goes a long way to reinforce what I initially said about what potentially, I should say, could happen with KO Gaming. So, keep that in mind. Holy shit.
We're going to be doing it all like this, okay? So thank you for that super chat. Whoa! Spartanius one just did a super chat. Hypothetically, would you ever consider interviewing Andy Dick? Well, Andy Dick would actually need to be able to be tracked down. Right? Isn't it true he's like homeless now? I think it's true. And isn't he now being accused of like sexual crimes? So I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm just saying. I mean, I haven't been following the guy, but last I heard, like, he's homeless and he apparently sexually abused people or something. Right? I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe not the best idea for the new channel.
Seems kind of scummy too that, you know what I'm saying, you would laugh at this guy and whatnot being in a bad spot like that. The sexual crime thing is whatever. That's, if he really did it, then fuck him. But the fact that the dude is homeless though, like, you find that to be funny? When there's like years upon years of content, you crying and complaining about how you could possibly lose your fucking house? Wow. I guess that's the rich being brought down to being humbled, right, Phil? You know what I'm saying? He had it too good for too long. Jesus Christ.
Yakulin, who just became a channel member. Thank you, Yakulin. We're now at 26 members. By the way, this works just like any other YouTube channel. The more members we get, the more emote slots we unlock. So, to give you an example, let's take a look how many emote slots we have. Currently, we have membership levels, customized default perks. How do I do that? I gotta find it on here. Membership levels? That's not it. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it is. No.
Now, keep in mind, this tard has been on YouTube for how many years since he got kicked, or since he got demonetized off Twitch? At least two? At least two, right? 2 years. He's been looking at he should be looking at the screen at least weekly, at the very least. Can't do jack shit. Don't know jack shit about nothing. Cannot really tell you anything about the ins and outs of this bitch. Been on YouTube this fucking long. Been monetized this fucking long. And don't know how to do nothing. Fantastic.
I'm trying to find the emote slots to see how many we have unlocked. Is it this? Customize default perk? It is. Emotes. So with the new members we got today, we unlocked a bunch, I think. We unlocked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 new emote slots have been unlocked. So I'll be adding those later today. Yeah.
5 is a bunch? Okay. I don't know if that's a bunch. I don't, not that we need to be splitting piggy hairs here, but, you know, I would have thought of a bunch as being like 6 or more. Leading into a dozen. I'm being a dick now. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
I'll add those later today. 5 new emotes added to the channel. Okay? It's pretty crazy. Very nice. Okay. I'll add those later. I'm not going to do that now. I'll add some new emotes later. It's just going to be, again, from the old emotes we have on DSP Gaming until maybe we get some new submissions. Very good. Okay. So, guys, as a dry run, since now we're getting all these submissions, I feel what I should do is perhaps do my very first ever reacting to content here. All right? Let me actually get set up. Bear with me here for a moment. Oh, it would help if I actually had it plugged in, which I don't. That's pretty stupid of me. Here we go. Okay. All right, let's get this set up. And what we're going to do is our dry run. So thank you all for watching the very first ever video here on DSP-REEACKs, explaining what it is. I hope that it answered some of your questions. Oh, so I do have one final question to answer because everyone's going to have this question, okay? Well, Phil, right now, one of the main reasons probably you even got this idea is because people who are your patrons on patreon.com/Darksydephil, if they pledge $50, they can get a private react video made for them. It's about 20-25 minutes long. That's all correct. So what's going to happen with that now? Now that you have a whole react channel, and now you have members posting up and you're going to react to videos. Herein lies the difference. If you pledge to my Patreon, all right, you are dedicating 25 minutes or so for a video for you. That means if you have, like, for example, you want me to react to a long-form video, a montage that's 15-20 minutes long, that's how you do it, okay? And that's just for you. You can do whatever you want with it. Here on DSP-REEACKs, it's a little different. For example, we're about to do the very first inaugural episode of DSP versus the Internet. All we're going to do, I'm going to take what you submitted, press play, react a little bit to it. There's no guarantee I'm going to watch the whole video. If you give me a 30-minute video, I'm probably going to watch 2-3 minutes of it. And then we move on to the next. It's supposed to be fast-moving, fast-paced variety clip style show. You see, it's not meant for me to watch a giant video for an hour and do that. In addition, it's my content. You know, I own it. I own the rights to it. That's my creative content that I can do whatever I want with to make money on, as opposed to you're buying that video from me if you pledge to my Patreon. You see the difference? So very different. If you want to see a long form video where I'm reacting to a big hour thing, that's never going to happen here on DSP-REEACKs. Once a month, I'll do a giant project like that, but that's collectively everyone doing it. If you still want to see the private videos, you got to do the stuff for my Patreon, okay? So that's the difference. And the thing is, maybe people will see what I'm doing here and like it, and maybe, I don't know, maybe want to do something more private. I don't know. It all depends on time, too, because the thing is, already, I'm doing so many of those private videos, I don't know if I'm going to have time to even do any more in a month. Especially now that I'm taking on this responsibility of a new channel as well. Okay?
Told you. I told you. He's an idiot, though. Because instead of him saying, oh, I don't know if I'm going to have time, I don't know if I can really take on more, you're a fucking idiot. Because if he's doing 6 of them on a day, right, that's $300. At $50 a video, that's $300. So if he gets 12, that's literally 2 days that he can take off, and he's already being covered by Patreon. So truth be told, the more the better. He's literally putting himself in a position to have half days, or just have one whole day that's dedicated to doing reactionary content, right, for Patreon, and then he still gets his full fucking day off. But he's so stupid and he's so short goddamn sighted that he went ahead and fucked it all up. So my theory was right. He's gonna use all this shit right here to funnel people to Patreon. But then he ends up shooting himself in the goddamn hoof because he's fucking lazy. He's so goddamn lazy that he sat there and had a decent idea. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially DSP-REEACks, at least the reaction show, is like a mixtape, right? And then you pay X amount of money for the concert or, you know, whatever. That's on Patreon. But he immediately fucks it all up because he's lazy and he's stupid. So I was right, but he figured out a way to fuck that up almost as quickly as, you know, as quickly as he brought that shit up. He killed the Snort before the damn Snort actually came out.
Okay. All right, so guys, thank you for watching this premiere video of DSP-REEACks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it explained everything. And thank you to those who already initially have become, oh, Old Man Blurred just became a channel member. So we're up to 27 and climbing. So thank you all for your support of this initial stream. All right, I'm now going to end this video and make a separate one, which essentially will be a slightly different setup as you're going to see. And it's going to be me reacting to the stuff that you guys have submitted for this show, okay? The 27 or more members that we will have. Sound good? Okay, so thank you all. I appreciate that. And onward positively. Thanks so very much.
Oh boy. Like I said, what a waste. Jesus Christ. Fucking had a fantastic opportunity to funnel more people in, right? Could make it so much easier for himself and ends up fucking botching the goddamn thing because he's a fucking idiot. Oh. It's amusing to say the very least. Alright guys, give me a minute to let me pick something. I kind of like that, but I think I'll go with the song that we used initially. All right, give me a minute to kind of get this squared up, reconvene for final thoughts, and then I will let you guys go with your day. Okay? See you guys in just a second.
Yeah.
Mike ain't do it. There's no reason to laugh, man.
This is the #1 tune. Y'all seen what up? Y'all seen what up? Spread love movement right now. Yeah. Kweli and Grae. Woo! Dave, I like that. I like the way that sound, I like the way it feels. Yeah. Blacksmith music. Oh man, Static on the track. New York City, that's what you've been looking for. Yo, how well you know Thriller? We getting more Skrilla, we keepin' more Triller, cause we still the realest ones. We keep our names buzzing. They like, when you're coming out, the illest spitters in the game. We the ones. Kweli and Grae, just stop with the mean face. Every time we drop another clap.
Alright. Okay, so that was DSP-REEACks. That shit is damn near dead on arrival. Okay, like I said, you guys already know my thoughts. I give it 4 to 6 months, to be honest with you. If there's even a glimmer of success that comes out of this, and keep in mind, his concept of success is much lower than the average person. Please keep that in mind. Don't be surprised if KO Gaming ends up going the way KO Gaming ends up working out the way I think it will. That's my initial thoughts. I think that's what the plot is. You know, the raw, unedited gameplay, and then regurgitating old fucking gameplays on DSP Gaming, the reaction stuff over on this piece of shit, and then KO Gaming is where the edited content is going to go, where it always should have been. You know what I'm saying? And all he has to do is find the right sucker or group of suckers to do the editing for him, and I think that's a clean sweep. I think that's that. Like I said, we'll see. Time will tell. But that's my initial thoughts as it pertains to it. I think it's poorly executed, and there's clearly not a lot of thought put into it, and that's one of the reasons why it's going to fail. And when it's not going to get him, he's not going to go viral the way he thinks he's going to. It's not going to blast off. He didn't put enough work into it, and he's fighting against himself, because yet again, this isn't a fresh channel. This isn't a new channel. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't have any staining on it, has any stains or any mold or anything of it that carries with the name of Darksydephil, DSP Gaming, whatever the case may be. This is a dead channel that he's going to have to work 10 times harder to get it back into position. You know what I mean? And theoretically, you could say, he's kind of right, because, he's doing the right thing by putting as much content on there as possible. Very true. But without engagement, that doesn't mean anything. You sitting there having to approve more than half the comments that come up there is retarded. And all he's going to do is hinder himself. Because the more time it takes him to get over there and actually react to those comments and letting them go, or letting them go live, I should say, the less engagement that he's going to get, and the less engagement that he will inspire. You know what I'm saying? Timing is everything when it comes to this. So him wanting to have his petty little control is not going to get him anywhere. He's literally working against himself, essentially on two fronts. So you already have an old channel that now you have to try to resurrect, right? Actually, multiple fronts now I think about it. You got content that's subpar. It's not well thought out, and it's probably not going to be very well received after a while. And then you still have your overall problem, which is your ego. And you're still scared of comments. You're still scared of this is how you don't play. Because I had said that in a previous video. I'm not sure if that's even out yet. Don't be surprised that when he tries to go into this more interactive content, that you have some of the this is how you don't play guys just come over and do the commentary and get more into that. You know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised how that's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Detractors, trolls, haters, and critics have always found a way, and that doesn't stand just in this this community, if you will, or sector, or whatever you want to call it, but in any other lolcow community. So you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, he can establish whatever he wants, but for it to work, and for the people who are really going to benefit off it are the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics. Yet again, he just exists here. We run shit here. So that's that. He should have taken some real time to think this out and think it through. It's rushed. It reeks of desperation, and it'll be treated as such. And that's just the way of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Like I said, there's some big projects coming up. Like I said, I want to do the John and Howard response. Like I said, we'll do the secret limited rendition first, because why not? And then we'll slosh through DSP's fucking version of that. That's gonna be fun. And then there's some other big videos coming up. Big ups to Snort because I want to get back into the Snort report. You know what I'm saying? Usually what was that, like five videos? 5 episodes per video or whatnot. We'll start from January, move forward. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. I'm not gonna promise anything because life comes at you fast. Like I said, I'll see you when I see you. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. I have a thing coming up with Agent Proper soon. So look forward to that. And whatnot, because I got a lot of catching up to do, and I trust him to get me caught up. And we'll see whatever else happens as the year goes on. We will see. Take care of yourselves, people. See you when I see you.
Out the illest spitters in the game, we the ones. Kweli and G and Grae, just stop with the mean face. Every time we drop another classic, we the ones. And we flipping the Michael, cause the shit is a cycle. So when you need a nice tune, who the ones?